there at the end. You got to keep it on the rails.
We do go down a rabbit hole on the end.
In fact, let's get this thing on the rails. Bring us in, baby.
Let's get this thing on the rails. So while we are waiting for people to join up, we'll go ahead and start taking care of the business. Guys, welcome to the Livewell here at Fish, North Georgia. All of us want to wish each and every one of you guys a very Merry Christmas and a Happy Holidays. We appreciate you spending your time with us tonight. And if you're watching this at a later date, of course, we appreciate you doing that as well. So make sure if you're watching on YouTube to hit the subscribe tab. And while you're at it, click the notifications icon so that you will always be notified when we drop another episode or two. Hey, all you guys that are already on, good afternoon, Ron, Scott Jones, John Albert. We appreciate each and every one of you. Also, you can join us at our Facebook page, Fish North Georgia. You can join in on the Fish North Georgia group page, which is far more interactive. That's where most of the guys go.
Fish North Georgia Instagram.
That's right. I was going to say that. So, of course, I lost it there right there. Follow us on Instagram at Fish North Georgia and on Twitter at Fish North GA. We also have a True Grit Tackle Facebook page. And again, on Instagram and Twitter at True Grit Tackle. Don't we have a True Grit Tackle page?
On Instagram?
Do we have it on Instagram?
We absolutely do.
We absolutely did. That's awesome. So there you go. So
we got product drops. We got reports. We got John Farmer trying to hawk some T-shirts.
What's up, Kevin Bolton, Tyler, Nathan, Walton, Peyton is fishing. All right. Well, good evening to all you guys out there. So let's take care of a little bit of business before we get started. This episode is brought to you by Nofo Brewco, located just north of Cumming, Georgia, on Highway 400. Great craft beer and good times await you there. Tell them the guys at Fish North Georgia sent you there, and give some of their custom beers a try. I think you'll like it. We have partook in a little bit of those here as well, and they're pretty good, ain't they?
Some Christmas cheer.
There's some Christmas cheer right there to be had. So Andrew Murphy, what's going on? Scotty Edwards, hey, all you guys. Real quick, before we really get into the meat and potatoes of the episode, again, want to make sure we take a moment and remind you about Jimbo's Southern Fishing Expo that comes up in January. Here's the dates. Friday the 14th, Saturday the 15th, Sunday the 16th at the Lanier Conference Center. We will be broadcasting that Friday night live from the event. Last year we did it. We went 4 hours. And we'll probably do something like that again. We got to beat that. Huh?
We got to beat that.
How long is it open? I don't know.
Are we going to go wire to wire?
We might go wire to wire. We can do that
wire
right
to wire,
there,
baby.
So.
Fish North Georgia's got stamina.
Okay, there you go. Alex Pierce is there. Danny, hope you liked your cup, buddy. Actually, yeah, you guys at the ABA, we very much appreciated the cup. What do we call that?
That's a Division 125 exclusive cup.
A Division 125 exclusive cup.
I just made that name up.
Ryan is actually tying jigs
the
while we were working.
Jig master is hard at work.
He never stops. So
Can't stop.
Walton Doyle, any Fish North Georgia apparel left? Absolutely. We got a whole bunch of it. Now, unfortunately, if you're a fat boy and you like 3Xs, we got those ordered. They're coming. So, but we got plenty of T-shirts, long sleeve T-shirts in stock. You guys come by and see.
Is that custom jigs while he sits here?
While he is tying custom jigs, Wyatt,
they're not custom.
Go to bed, Wyatt. What's up? That's right. He's worked hard today. So
that's our black and blue.
So anyway, guys, you come on by and watch us in person while we're doing the show. And again, you never know with me. Just like last year, if you're walking by, hell, I might throw you on the show right then and there. Just pull you off and say, let's put you on the show. I'll make you famous. All right, so if that's what we can say. But there's going to be lots of great vendors there, and there's even some classes that you can take throughout the weekend. True Grit, Fish North Georgia will be a vendor there as well. All right, we're going to have plenty of products and apparel there for you to purchase. And you guys come on by and hang out. You'll see Paul, Ryan, me, Josh will be there. And we got a lot of guys that are in our little circle that are going to be stopping by. I think Logan Millsap said he was going to come by with the NPFL.
And Jesse will both be
there. And Jesse will be there. So there you go. So that's awesome. So you get to meet all of these guys. Tickets are $10 at the door. It's going to be a fun event. We look forward to seeing old friends and meeting some new ones. I tell you, at the very first one, I got my first stalker at the first Jimbo, at the Jimbo thing. Yeah, he come by, and I don't even forget the guy's name, but we were talking and all that, met him and all that, went to the bathroom later on, and all of a sudden he's right there in the urinal right beside me. I'm sitting there just trying to do my business.
Keep your
eyes forward right there. But he's sitting there talking to me. There's nothing more uncomfortable than talking at a urinal. But anyway, also want to thank all of our followers for stepping up for the herd benefit. So far, we've delivered over $9,000 to the family. We got a few more checks out there that I'm waiting to get in. It's great that when we have a need in the outdoor community, you guys step up. You always do, and I just want to, personally, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you guys for your generosity and your willingness to help and all that. So, one announcement too that I haven't made on the Fish North Georgia group page, but after the first of the year, Fish North Georgia will have Eternal Lithium batteries in stock. They're a company out of California, so we're going to get a full line of their batteries for any application. If you're looking for lithiums, anywhere from you kayak guys down to the small stuff all the way up to, they even got cranking batteries and stuff like that. So we're going to have a full line. I'm going to be putting out a lot more.
120 amp hours.
120 amp. We're going to put out a lot more information on that when it comes to. So anyway, I want to go ahead and introduce my star-studded panel tonight for this Festivus episode. Merry Christmas to everyone, by the way, and Happy Holidays. We're going to go ahead and get that out of the way. But this is the second annual Airing of Grievances episode. And we might not have done the first one right.
We did the first one in
was it pretty good?
It was like July or something, though.
Did we? We aired it in the middle of the year.
We had some complaints, though, and it was a good time to air grievances.
It was a good time. So tonight, what we're going to do, look at all eyes ahead. That's right. When you get in a urinal with a guy, and it never fails, there'll be 15 urinals, and that guy's going to come up right beside you, and that one right beside you, and go, "What's up, bud?" And the flow stops right then and there. So
keep your eyes on the road,
keep your
hands
eyes
up on the wheel.
Shy bladder.
Shy bladder. You got a shy bladder? I ain't got a shy bladder, but I'm concentrating. Yeah, but I'm concentrating on what I'm doing. I'm trying not to piss on my pants, or my feet. So, anyway, I love these. I have grievances I want to air.
Alex Pierce wants to sing Christmas carols.
We might can do that. We might can sing some for the end of the night. I can sing Silent Night in German.
It just means there's more of you to love, man.
That's exactly right. So, going to introduce everybody. Of course, you guys all know Paul. Josh is in the house tonight running the board, so we got Paul on this side. And bringing his wit and everything like that. We got Ryan right here beside me, you've been tying jigs at a record pace. Been working hard here the last couple of weeks, getting ready for Jimbo's show, and good Lord, finally got the PB&J in so that you can tie the Lanier smokes. Seriously, we've got guys calling us. And of course, in the hot seat tonight is Jeremy Eaton. Jeremy is a True Grit Pro staff angler from Dahlonega, Georgia. He fishes the BFL, Skeeter Trail, and numerous other tournaments across Georgia and the surrounding states. And then, of course, when I was talking to Ryan about who we wanted on tonight, he said he's going to get Jeremy. And he goes, I believe the words were, Jeremy's got plenty to complain about tonight. Is that about right?
As long as we can get him squeeze it out of him.
If we can squeeze it out of him.
If nobody complains after this show tonight, we didn't do our job right.
That's right, exactly right. So
if there ain't no complaints,
here's the kicker right here. So this is what we're going to get on to. So that means tonight, huh? Yeah, I know, Ryan.
I can't sit that
Ryan's
close
terrible.
to it.
If you got a complaint,
No, I can't talk that close to it.
Or
I'll
a
blow
problem.
everybody's ears out.
no, listen.
Oh, that
to
was one time
Good
because I pushed the
grief.
wrong button.
Here we go. So we got. Are you ready?
So it's
now?
Paul's fault.
It's
I
Paul's
told
fault.
you it was my fault. That's accountability, man. I owned it.
Can I keep going?
Yeah.
Are we good now?
Sorry.
That's okay.
He wasn't talking about nothing
No.
important.
Talking over
That
you,
means
trying
that
to get
tonight,
through it.
if you have a complaint or a problem with anything, okay, this is tonight. This is your night to let it just flow out. We want to get all of this off your chest so everybody can enjoy a nice, peaceful Christmas and holiday season. We're going to be reading your comments right there. So if you got something to complain about, you guys can start bringing it on that right there, and we're going to read them. We're going to discuss them. We're going to do all this stuff. We're going to supply you with plenty of our own subjects that irritate the hell out of us. That's exactly how I wrote it down. There's a lot of things that irritate the hell out of us. And so we're going to really just jump right in here tonight and get on and going. So, again, like I said, we're going to be reading what you guys got, and we're just going to have a good time with it. Hey, listen, we're not going to take anything too serious, but we're going to have some fun with it. All across the year, we get comments and stuff. We know things irritate people. We know people irritate people. And so tonight, anything goes. So whatever it is that irritates you, let us know. Dane Hunter, why does the show start so late? Working folk got to get up early. That's because you're old, Dane. We can't help it right there.
Dane said he wakes up every morning at 4 o'clock. That's his home fault.
I wake up at 5. I mean, good grief. That's all right. Dane, we love you, but you're old, buddy. Like that. So what's up, Michael Temple? So let's kind of get this thing started. Any one of you guys got a beef to start off the show with? Anybody? Ryan, Paul, Jeremy?
I'll lead out with one.
Lead out with one. Here we go.
I got beef
You got beef.
with Fish North Georgia.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. Right off the dadgum bat. What did we do?
We got too damn many shows about Lake Lanier
Yes.
and about bass fishing.
All right. We are Lanier heavy.
North Georgia got a lot of lakes. One, that need some love.
That's right.
And two, we got a lot of different kind of fish.
That's right.
And we can't be fish all of North Georgia
And be just bass only.
if we're just talking about Lake Lanier every week.
That is a very legitimate argument. That is very true. There's a lot of great fishing here in North Georgia, especially with the trout guys.
Here.
That's true.
Bully!
That is true. No, seriously. And in 2022, I've already talked to Paul about it. We're going to try to expand out a little bit, try to cover some of the other stuff. Give my favorite type of fish, and I'm a bass fisherman, but you can give me a cricket and a pencil floating a Zebco 33, and I'm like a pig in mud. So that's the way I like to throw it. But you are right. That is a legitimate beef, and we will address your concerns. Will that satisfy you, Paul?
I'm a man of the people.
You're a man of the people right there.
I'm airing this grievance for everyone.
Let's see. Let's start off right here with Brian Marcuson. Right there. So here's our first one. My grievance is this. People who come on Facebook and all they ever do is comment stuff like, no way that fish is over 7 pounds. You need a new scale, or that deer is nowhere near 170. I've got a list of 10 things, Brian, right here. And number one, not number one, but it's actually on this, and I put it down. Guys who always comment that the weight of a fish posted is not the actual weight, like they know better. Discuss. What do you think about those guys?
Agree 100%. Like, I used to be that guy. I'm working hard on reforming my ways.
Right?
I was just complaining the other week. We had posted a picture of a shoal bass on Instagram, and while we were doing the show down here, I got 2 different messages from just random people. Man, that fish ain't that big. And I had to tell them, I was like, yo, we love you guys. We're not the fishing police.
Yeah,
like,
who the hell cares?
We don't care. It's a big fish. Like,
It's a big fish.
We're in the big fish business. That's what we do.
Just enjoy it. Why do you have to be the guy that thinks your superiority is up to here and you got to call somebody out?
You ain't got to be the fishing police.
I mean, good grief. I agree with that 100%. What do you think about that, Ryan?
One of the reasons why I refrain from taking a bunch of pictures is because me holding fish doesn't look the same.
That's because you're 8'2"
Because
and
I'm
they look
8'2". I make a 4-pounder look like about a barely 3.
That's
real
exactly
quick.
right. That's exactly right.
So
That's it. And Brian's later comment says, "Can't they
Chef,
say
you got to
congrats and
fish
move
with
on?"
me, Ryan. We'll just hand me the fish.
yeah,
'Cause
Yeah.
I'm small.
No,
Yeah.
I 100%
It'd be good.
agree with that. It's like guys in their basement just sitting back on their computer like that. This guy's got a great fish. He's holding it up. He's proud. He says it's 7 pounds. Who are you to say it's not 7 pounds? I mean, what are you reading the scales
I'll
on
go
the side
like
of the fish?
addendum to that, though.
addendum.
If you catch a big ass fish, don't long arm the thing. You
That's
don't
right.
need to long arm an 8-pounder. It's a friggin' 8-pounder.
that's
right.
that's Kevin Underwood's gripe. He's here in spirit if he doesn't show up.
That's exactly right. So
Kevin Funnyface.
it is.
Kevin Funny Face Duck Face Underwood from Lipstick.
That's also something. Okay, that was on my list, and I got to say that. right now.
No. Kevin Underwood from Duck Lip Sticker.
Duck
Doug
Lipstick.
Lipsticker. Here's another thing, and this
Love you,
wasn't on my
Kevin.
list, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it out of the way. You guys that are taking pictures of your fish, and you look like teenage girls going,
Okay,
"Y'all stop that crap."
so y'all went fishing
Stop that
together.
crap. I
Y'all
mean, seriously.
went. Hold on. Y'all went fishing together, and you had to take pictures of Kevin. Could you not? Did he duck face with you?
I mean, no, not really.
So he
Oh,
so
hell,
he
Kevin duck face.
didn't
I'm
do
not
it
going
with
to
you.
pay attention to stuff like that. I'm not going to be sitting there going like,
just wondering.
look at him. I'm not going to make fun of him while he's sitting there taking a picture. It's his picture.
But Kevin's always like this. Look at me, Josh.
Yeah, keep your damn
Yeah.
tongue in your mouth.
I mean, he does.
You're
He's like, hey guys.
you're a grown ass man. Nobody needs to see your tongue. All right, so I mean, that irks
That's
me.
okay for Michael Jordan.
Glamour shots
Michael
are
Michael
acceptable.
Jordan to fishing.
How many times do I complain about that in a week? Somebody shows a picture, and I'm like,
About twice a week.
twice a
at
week I get a
least.
picture, and I'm like,
Good grief.
he looks like a daggum fool. All right, so listen, no more duck lips in 2022. If you are a man, hold your fish up like a man. We don't need you, we don't need you smooching, puckering your lips up, sticking your tongue out. Take the picture, be proud of it. You ain't sexy. Nobody likes how you look. That's it. What do you think about that? Are we on the right track right there, Paul?
I think that's on.
I think that's pretty fair. All right, so go back up a little bit there, Josh, in the comment section. I think we missed a little bit. there was another question. What's up, Brock Turner? Maybe I missed it. I thought there was another question. So right there, I got a complaint. Right here. Here we go. Bass boats give way in lots of space to another bass boat fishing a point. But if I'm in a center console, many bass boats don't give a swoop about a center console. Give all anglers, any boat, some space, regardless of the boat. So what he's saying is, all right, he's in a center console, and the bass guys come up, and he's like, you see him, you probably think he's a striper fisherman or whatever, and you don't give him some room. Are you guilty of this?
I don't agree with that. Listen, everybody is guilty of it. Okay,
Yeah.
but they do it too. If they're trolling, they don't care to come and troll right by you and keep on going. Which that's fine. If they're going to keep going and going about their business, it's all good.
Right.
But some of them, they will go, they will turn around and they'll come back, and they'll go and they'll come back, and they're fishing an area.
Right.
But they don't need to be saying that we're running up on them when everyone does it.
Everybody's guilty.
And I'm
Everyone's
the kind of
guilty
guy.
of it.
Bronson, my partner Bronson's in the house, and he can testify to this.
What is it? My partner.
If I
Bronson's
see
in the house.
you,
What the
he
hell
is.
is
He's
that?
here. He's here. I'm
We wanna tell all
glad
this-
he's here.
I'm glad too.
And I'll do this though. If I see you fishing in the middle of the lake, and I'm running, I will go out of my way to kind of go far around you to try, so I don't get that close to you. And I do it intentionally because I don't know if you're dragging something behind the boat or planer boards or you got a dang umbrella rig. I try to stay far away.
But are you stereotyping center console guys? He could be bass fishing.
Well, I'm in the same boat as Jeremy, and I'm also too. And I know y'all have heard me say this on the show.
What's up,
If
Kim
I
Burke?
roll up to a place and I already see somebody there, I 180 and go somewhere else because I just don't pull up on other people.
Hey.
But some of the center console guys, I'm like Jeremy. Some of y'all, I've had some words with a few of them. I'm like, hey, you're in like 20 foot of water, dude, and like we're fishing right here. Like you can go behind me,
Right.
But if you come between me and the bank, then I mean,
You should never.
Yeah, that's
I
a
don't care
clown
who
move.
you are. I don't care if you're a bass boat, center console,
pontoons,
pontoons,
matter.
cabin cruisers, or anything. You should all have enough common sense to never go in between another boat and the bank when there's a whole lake behind.
Unfortunately, that's not the case. though.
That is
Unfortunately, that's not
That
the
is
case.
definitely not the case. And I'm gonna say kayakers, and I'm not mentioning you guys
Don't
that
get me
actually
started
fish.
on kayak.
No, listen, I'm
No,
not.
no,
I'm
you
not
start.
knocking the kayak guys.
Bring
I'm
it.
just saying that during COVID, we had 18,252,112 guys went to Walmart and they bought an orange kayak. And I don't care if you're
Some of them
5
bought a
foot.
black kayak.
Well, they might. If you're 5 foot
At
off,
least
the,
you
if
see
you're
that
5
orange
foot off the
kayak.
bank, they're gonna run right between you. And they say, "Hey, how you doing?" And of course, I got my company hat on, and I can't.
Y'all
just,
catching them?
Yeah, y'all catching them. Okay, those guys. I'm not talking about the kayak anglers. They know pretty well. There was a scroll up. There was a comment about Scotty Edwards that is absolutely right there. My only grievance is the 4-month shipping backlog on Humminbird fish finders and batteries. That is exactly right. I talked to Scotty today on the phone. Nothing frustrates me more. I take about, honest to God, this is the honest truth. I take about 5 to 10 calls a day from guys all across the country looking for mega lives, looking for, ultra. They're looking for all that stuff. And I have to tell each and every one of them, well, that we're pre-ordering. That's all that we can do right now. You can't get them in. And it is as frustrating for us because we want to make the money on it as well.
Who's
So
shotgun starts?
that is
Bill?
definitely, I don't know what shotgun starts are.
That's where we all are. All right, 7 o'clock, be back at 3, go! And then we all, and we go. We hammer down.
That absolutely
Who
sucks.
still does
so-
that, though?
Who?
Who still does that?
I don't know.
I don't really know
Bull
many people who still
During
do
a-
that.
Small tournaments.
What does he say?
Less
here?
than
Yeah.
10's different.
I mean, 10 boats or less. Yeah.
During a shotgun start, I've had bass
Depending on where you're
boats
at, though,
cut
10 boats is a lot of
between me and
boats.
the point. That's true. Listen, and again, if you're on Facebook, and I didn't mention this, and I should have done that. If you'll go to StreamYard.com/Facebook user, you can put your name in there so that we can say, hey, we won't call you Facebook user right there. We can call your name. Now, unless you want to remain secret, and that's fine by us, we'll call you Facebook user. But if you're on Facebook watching tonight, go to that and put your name in there so we can definitely do you. Michael Temple says, my gripe Well, it disappeared there. My gripe is that some of these kayaks, people think they own the lake. I've had multiple kayaks go between me and the bank.
There are a few bad apples.
They are a few, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think the majority of the
Not
guys that went
Paul.
out and got a kayak know better.
Everybody.
Not-
I don't think they know any better.
And I don't get too mad at kayakers. Like if I'm fishing, I haven't had too many come in between me and the bank, but they'll go around me and they'll fish up to me and stuff. But you got to think about it. They've paddled or used a trolling motor for miles.
That's pretty much what I do.
They
too.
they have to get to where they're going and get back. I mean, they're not. If I was in a kayak, I would not go plumb out into the middle of the lake to go past somebody and boats running around.
That's just, yeah, because
But
I'm scared as hell.
I don't
wouldn't do
get
it.
mad
It's
at
just
them.
me.
I mean,
Grievance. I'm going to let Paul answer this. Kayak is not a real boat, and I'm tired of pretending that it is.
Tyler's coming. He's shooting.
Tyler is coming strong
He's got two
tonight.
revolvers loaded. 16.
Yes, that's exactly
I
right.
mean,
Kayak should yield to
it's a
everything
plastic
else.
boat.
Hey
Who's
Tyler, when you
pretending?
quit, when you quit making wads of cash, come see us again, buddy.
That's right. Yeah, we need to make you some more jigs. I hope those work.
Oh, you got that wrong though, Tyler. Put that second one up.
All right, what's up, Henry?
I mean, rules of the road say that we're technically adrift, and you got to
I thought
yield to
we
a drifting vessel at all times.
Go,
So we
Handle
got
it.
that one on you.
go. We got it.
I ain't gonna wait before the show starts.
Danny has to.
I got an old man bladder.
Danny has to pee. Well,
Henry, thanks so much for joining us again, man.
it's like my only bad, or I've had two bad instances with the kayak guys. I had two kids in a boat right before a tournament was about to blast off. We put in before the tournament, and we idled off and took off ahead of the tournament. And we come around the corner right there below Bolden Mill, and there's these two teenagers in a kayak going straight across to the marina. And I turned around and I came up to him. I said, "There's about to be 45 boats coming down here full blast." I said, "You need to go to the bank." And they said, "Okay." And then we took off and went down the lake, didn't think nothing else about it. Got back, I don't know if he's watching or not. I went up to Sean Long and I said, "Hey, did y'all see them kayakers?" He said, "Hell yeah, we did. They was heading in the middle of the lake as soon as we took off. We all had to dodge them." He said, "I'm surprised they didn't sink." And it was like, dude, I mean, I tried to be nice and say, "Hey, you might want to move and get to the bank so it's safe." But they just totally thought that I was just being sarcastic, I guess, at the moment. And little did they know,
You don't
here
know
come
what you don't
45
know,
boats
you don't
all
know
headed
what you don't know
south.
sometimes, right?
Right. So I don't know, but you know,
I don't accept the rant beef either. I will say, kayak people, kayak fishermen, I treat mine like a boat. I'm not on the ramp until I'm ready to go. Like, I load in the parking lot, and I put it on the cart, I go down the ramp, I'm gone. Like,
Well, there's just a few guys that do that.
if you back down and you're messing around trying to put rods in the boat and do whatever else and get ready,
Yep.
and you're on the ramp, you're like any other boater that's trying to do that on the ramp. Wrong. Like, if you ain't ready to put it in the water, you ain't ready to back down the ramp.
That's the bad thing. It only takes a couple of those guys to see if somebody your memory right there. So
That's one of my grievances right there.
Your grievances?
That's one of my things.
that goes along with John boats too.
Yeah.
We had a tournament out of Sardis one morning. There was two guys in a John boat. They put in before all of us. No lights, nothing. And if you've ever put in at Sardis, the ramp's right here, and there's a point that runs out with a reef pole on it. These guys went and sat right on front of that reef pole, right in the middle where everybody was going to take off. And Sean and Spencer's mine and Sean's buddy, he actually ran over that boat. They had no sense to get out of the way. Totaled his bass boat, nearly killed the guys in the John boat.
but they had no lights or anything.
They had no lights and nothing, sitting out there in the dark.
John boats, kayaks, all that. You gotta have some sense about you to make sure people see you.
But that's one of my grievances right there. Is what Henry Cowan said. There's more
Oh, hey,
bass
Henry.
guys that are incredibly bad boaters. Here's my grievance, and that's going to hurt people's feelings. There are some people who have bass boats right now who have no business driving a bass boat.
Damn right.
I would
There
say
is
that
no
it's a
business.
lot of
I will
boaters
say-
are bad for- are bad
I will
boaters.
say it louder again. There are some people who have bass boats who have no business having a bass boat.
That is
at this
100%
moment.
true.
Because some of the stuff that I see them do, and other thing too, okay, you got a bass boat. Let me go ahead and tell you something right now. I don't give a rip if it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon and there ain't a cloud in the sky. You can't drive your boat looking at the graph.
A lot of guys
Because
do
the
it.
graph don't tell you that there's somebody in front of you.
That's
And
right.
then I'm echoing this for Chris Gayton and Aaron Cole.
Yeah.
They were fishing at Young Deer, or I think it was Young Deer, and they were just straight across from the boat ramp on the other side. And the guy in this bass boat, in a Skeeter bass boat, he says what it was. He said they seen him, and he was driving with this 12-inch graph between him, and he was sitting there staring at it, and they were like both waving. And he said he passed like 12 feet behind their boat, wide open, head to the back.
They ain't no damn excuse for that. That's for sure. It is, and that goes back to just paying attention. I mean, a lot of guys get that, and the bad thing is they're taught that from other people like that. I want to say this. Scroll up just a couple real quick. I know you got Facebook.
Bring us back to that one.
Yeah, let's scroll up right there to Tracy Coker's thing. I'm not a kayak fisherman, but if they're out there, I show them respect as a regular boat. They should know to do the same, and that's it. And I think in this day and age, a lot of people have. You can blame it on COVID. You can blame it on whatever you want to blame it on, but a lot more people are on the lake right now. And they're not taught. They don't know etiquette. Yeah. I had a conversation with a customer this morning, and that was in the store, and basically he said there's no etiquette anymore. And if you're in high school, a lot of these dads don't know etiquette. They're not teaching their kids etiquette, but it's all about safety. I mean, when it comes to that, it's all about safety, and that's absolutely right. You show them some respect, but you hope in return they show you the same respect right there.
Well, see, you got so many new people coming in, kayak side and bass boat side right now, and just boating in general, right, on the water. Everyone's a beginner once.
That's right.
But
that's right.
The main problem is rentals.
Mm-hmm.
You got rentals
also a problem.
Port Royal and all these other places. They rent. They rent pontoons. People's never drove a boat before. They have no clue what to do, and you can't get mad at them. They'll go by you 10 foot from you, and they will just wave.
Yeah,
and you can't just be like, you can't go to fussing them out because they don't know.
Me and Bronson had one pass by us like as fast as that 90 horse would go, and they passed like 20 feet from us, and then both the man and the woman, they both.
Just
waving. It's like
they have no clue that they're in the wrong.
Out here and hit you.
Yeah,
like,
they don't. They have no idea. Josh, you had a comment that was pulled up before that, right there. So Facebook user, right there. I guess he's going to be
Where's
in
Barnes.
Barnes. Scott Barnes.
Is this a Scott Barnes?
Scott Barnes. I don't know.
Scott Barnes comments on YouTube most of the time.
Does he? Okay. So why do guides feel it necessary to put fish in live wells for a pick, especially during the warmer months? When fish care is very important. Now that is a very touchy subject. We've discussed this. Now,
take a peek.
There's a couple of explanations. Now I've heard this, so we're going to throw this out there, and you guys can comment. A lot of people, when they pull up to a spot, they'll catch a fish, and there is the thought process going on that if they release that fish, it somehow, and it may be true, I'm not saying it's true or not true, it gives off pheromones or something that kind of alerts the other fish that something is not right, and it shuts the thing down.
Yeah, they go down there, don't bite!
Don't bite. Those fish go down there and say, hey, man, don't hit that PB&J, True Grit jig right there. It's bad news. That's one thing. Now, some guides actually take the time. They got their live wells set up. They use the proper stuff right there. Okay, I can get that. I don't know about guys, but I know a lot of individuals do it. And I don't know that every individual out there has got the right setup for fish care.
I'll tell you after.
Go ahead. What are you telling me after?
I can't tell it.
Yeah, you can tell it.
No, it's not safe for TV.
It's not safe for TV.
Listen, it ain't like all of America.
I got faith in Ryan. If he says it ain't safe for TV, baby, it ain't safe for TV.
Baby, it ain't safe
for TV.
Let's put
it's clout, man. You got a lot of people trying to.
It is, and that's where social media comes in. If you're holding up. If somebody gets on, let's just say the Fish North Georgia group page, they see a guide holding 5 bass, and all 5 bass go, 20 pounds. They're generating business. Okay, that's kind of how they do. I get that, and it ain't so much the guys.
That's become a thing too, though. Is the stringer picture, and that was a grievance I talked about upstairs. Is talking about the size of your bag.
Yes.
Everyone loves to compare their bag. Oh, what was your bag today?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
That is true. Nobody cares.
Did you have a good day? Cool. Show a few fish. You had a good day. Good for you. It ain't a bag measuring contest. Unless you're in a contest. In which case, we know how big your bag was because they had a scale there to measure the damn thing.
That's right. You can show one 5-pound spot and probably impress as many people as showing 4 3-pound spots or 5 3-pound spots in the bag. I probably would say
Well,
that.
it's become like the new cool too, because maybe that's a tactical thing. Because if you ever watch a tactical video, a lot of the times they got their big stringer of giant fish where you got 2 in one hand and 3 in the other.
Yeah.
And you're doing. It's like that's the bass fishing equivalent of fly fishermen biting the cork on their rod.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
How many times, talking about that, though, how many times, I know me and Jeremy have done it, how many times have we caught big fish and then throw them back and then, damn.
Should have got.
Take a picture of that.
We didn't even
No,
take
I
a picture
took
of that.
yeah, I know. Lord knows.
I'm bad about that. Even after a tournament.
I'm gonna go get some product pictures, and you'll call me up. Dang, I had like a 4.5 pounder, and I let it go. I didn't take a picture, but I get that.
Content. That's why my content's back. Is I'll catch one. Bronson, you didn't take a picture.
Well,
What's back down there? Now?
well, you don't think about it while you're
It's too
fishing.
late,
You don't think about why. So let me poll all 3 of you. Guys holding up 5 fish, right or wrong? Oh, how about this? Let's rephrase it this way. Does it get on your nerves, right or wrong? Yeah, yes or no?
Does it get on my nerves? No.
Okay, how about you, Paul?
On my nerves, probably a little too much. Is it silly? Kinda.
Okay, what about you, Jeremy?
If you're in a tournament and you already got them in the live well, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
What really irritates me is when you're in the springtime and you know there's no tournament and you know they caught them off the bed. And they're holding up 5 at one time and they're all largemouth, especially on Lanier.
Right.
Bed fishing, put the fish back if you catch it. Don't even catch them in tournaments, as far as I'm concerned.
You don't like bed fishing.
I do not like
So
bed fishing in the springtime during tournaments. All you're doing is hurting the fish.
So we can go ahead and jump from holding up 5 fish to bed fishing in general. You don't like.
I love doing it, yes, but I
Somebody said
will
that.
not do
Derek
it in a
said
tournament,
wrong.
hardly
We're not
ever.
doing it in a tournament.
Wrong what, Derek?
Which
Right,
part?
Derek, what's wrong?
Yeah, Derek, go ahead and comment on that. So there was a thing about Jeremiah posted up there in the comments about people who just kill, and I'm paraphrasing. Well, Josh is coming back up right there. So people that will kill any and everything they catch without obeying any rules or selective harvest shouldn't even be fishing. Yeah, I mean that's pretty
Well,
straightforward.
there's a picture of some from Sinclair this week that pretty much sums all of it up in one picture. Dude goes out there. Sinclair right now is in a pretty bad spot.
Right?
Sinclair, the big fish that used to be all over Sinclair, they're really hard to find right now. And dude catches what he says was 5 fish, about 26 or 27 pounds, and he catches a 6.5 pounder. Every single one of them in a Yeti dead.
In a Yeti.
Yeah.
So they don't have the proper equipment.
Oh,
to
these
keep-
fish, he was taking these home
Iced.
to eat.
Oh yeah, that's a whole.
But he
nother-
caught a
well,
6.5 pounder and he took it home.
That's a whole nother.
Yeah.
We can go on. That's even a whole nother rant.
Get your harvest of your smaller fish. But
They taste better
if you
anyway.
catch a 6.5 pounder or something like that, put the dang thing back.
Yeah,
I'm not against you. Taking
That's what
fish,
happened to a
but
lot of our lakes,
That's
like
what happened
the
to
reservoir
a
in
lot.
Dahlonega,
Yeah.
Latham.
Latham, yeah, that's why there's catch and release only.
When they first opened, they're amazing.
Yeah,
You might not catch any giants, but you can catch 20 or 30 every time you go. But when people start going out there and keeping them, it just
and the bad thing about it is the game laws say that what they're doing is okay, but it's I guess the spirit. I have no problem with people catching bass and eating bass. I know a lot of guys that do. I know for some guys that's like, oh my gosh, you ate a bass.
Oh,
I listen. Spotted bass makes a hell of a daggone fish taco. I'm just telling you that right now. I know a lot of people will be like, just absolutely crapping their pants over that comment. But you got to be smart in which ones you keep. I mean, there's a ton of 12 to 14 inch fish. When you start taking out the 4, 5, 6 pounders out of the equation, that's going to kind of affect it down the line. That's just me, maybe especially on the smaller reservoirs like that. He's talking about Derek White is coming back saying holding it all up. Well, listen, it's kind of like this, Derek.
No, you asked right or wrong.
Oh, was it
how
right
you
or
feel
wrong?
About it. I think he's in agreement with us.
Is
But
he in
it's
agreement?
kind of a goofy thing to do.
I've never seen Derek. I've never seen Derek hold up like 5. I've seen him hold up like 2.
Yeah.
But like him and his guy, he's took fishing, each holding up 1.
Right.
But I don't think I've ever.
I think that's.
I just didn't know what you were meaning, Derek, because you
Yeah, I
said
think
wrong.
that's what
I
he's
didn't know what
getting
you were
at. Yeah.
saying that. So thank you for elaborating.
Well,
I got
if you're
buddies
gonna
from
do
South Georgia who
it,
love
if you're gonna do it for a
spotted bass
business aspect, So if you're a guide and you're going to do it as a business aspect, I don't see anything wrong with it because you're trying to make a living just like anybody
Yeah.
else.
But I mean, there's guys out there doing it every trip.
And there is, yeah.
Well, it's like this. Again, if you're in the business, you got to generate. Social media is what's going to generate your business. It's what's going to feed your family. I get it, but we see it, especially on the FNG group page. It happens from a lot every day.
Mm-hmm.
You put 5 in the Livewell, and
Well, I think
stuff like that.
it's something that Ryan and I talked about last week is kind of you imitate what you see, right?
Right.
A lot of people do, and it doesn't take many people to see like one picture, go, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Before you get that cascade effect, and it's a lot of people kind of doing that, and it's kind of being wise in who you allow to influence you.
Right.
Because there are a lot of people out there in fishing that are trying to influence you to buy something, do something, try this, try that. And we all, whether we know it consciously or not, have role models in fishing. I think we a lot of times have to be better about picking the right ones.
That's true. That's a good point. We're going to touch on a touchy subject right here, and I told you anything and everything goes tonight. We'll start with Facebook user and Scott Jones. Both of you guys basically have the same comment. We're talking about guides selling waypoints. All right. We're talking about, and others, have put them their time to build. We'll get into the what I call I've got on my list the brush pile Karens of the world. We'll kind of discuss that right there. First of all, the brush pile is a whole separate argument. The ability to sell waypoints, we know the names that do it. We know the people that do it. I don't really have a good answer on that. I mean, it's kind of like they're in a business. I'm in a business. I advertise stuff. I try to generate business. I try to generate people coming into my store. I want them to buy our jigs. We put them out there. We try to give the most information and content. If you're a guide, it's another avenue of business. However, I do kind of understand the fact of selling a waypoint. I really do understand that, and that's kind of an argument I can go either way on. What about you? Be honest. This is an honest
I don't know
show.
if we want to get started.
I don't know if y'all
No,
heard
hell,
him
let's
take
go ahead
that
and
deep breath, but that was a deep breath.
Take a deep
He's
breath.
composing himself.
Skip me.
Aaron, my grievance strippers won't take quarters. Hey, listen, you can't stick them in the G-strings. Let's just be honest. They don't stay
if
there.
you can't afford to make it rain, you can at least make it hail.
That's exactly right. Well, so let's stick on the waypoint thing for a second, because I know that is a huge argument on there.
Go for it.
All right, so I'm going to go for it. I see you guys. I see your exasperated deep breaths and all that.
Me and Jeremy both have the same.
I know what your opinion of it is. Y'all
All right,
hate it.
I'll start.
Go ahead. I mean, this is what this is about.
The whole waypoint deal is not that big of a deal. Like, if say there's fish land over here, okay, you put a waypoint on it. You put a waypoint on a brush pile. Okay, anybody can go find a brush pile. Anybody can go find a group of fish stacked up. Herring holes. There are herring holes on Lanier. That's where the herring go, especially during the herring spawn. There's not many of them. There's 10 fantastic herring holes a year. Okay, when you have someone going down there every single day of the week, hitting those herring holes, and then turn around and putting it on the internet, come Saturday morning when you get ready to go to a tournament, there'll be guys sitting there before daylight. There'll be guys trying to get the first boat there, and you have to be the first boat. If you want to get there and you know it's a good one, you better be boat number one.
Let me play devil's advocate. I'm going to play devil's advocate with you. What makes a tournament guy fishing a tournament more important than the average guy that's just out fishing? Does he not have the right to that spot just as much as a tournament guy?
Yeah.
Well, what we're getting at is some.
What I'm getting at is that when you post it online,
Uh-huh.
you're putting it out there for everyone to see, and it hurts the tournament guys. Most serious tournament people already know about it,
Right.
because they've went out there to put the work into finding which one is the best.
Right.
And when you put that information out there for someone who just sits there and looks at the internet all day and says, hey, I'm going to go fishing on Saturday,
Mm-hmm.
and they're not fishing a tournament, they will be sitting there before daylight. And I have nothing against that, because they have much of a right to be there just as much as anybody else.
Right.
But they may have not have known about that if they wasn't sitting there staring at the computer.
So basically you're saying this guy is kind of doing the homework for people instead of them getting out there and finding out for themselves.
Yeah.
But what if you're a guy that only gets to fish one day a month?
It's a touchy subject.
It's a touchy subject. That's why I'm trying to bait you guys into talking about
I said
it.
what I
Man,
wanted to
let's
say.
go.
I've never been in that situation with only being able to fish once or twice a month, so I can't really give an honest answer to that.
Right?
But
If
I mean,
you
like
were a
the
guy
herring
that
holes, the herring holes ain't hard to figure out if they're there or not. I mean,
You don't even have to make a cast. You can
don't
pull up
even
there and you can
have
sit
to-
there and watch.
If it looks like, if it looks like damn rain on the water, I mean, you don't even have to do anything. I mean, it's a given.
well, so,
But-
so Derek's got a pretty good comment. The same top 10 win weekly anyway. Who gives a crap who sold what?
Right, and that goes to his comment, and this is my argument. I know you've heard me say this before. Just because I tell you what to do, where to go, what to throw, it does not mean that you can do exactly what I tell you to do.
Exactly.
So that's echoing kind of what Derek. The guys who win all the time, they're good, and they're very good. And the one thing that you don't really hear talking about with the guys who win all the time is really and truly how well of adjusters they are.
That's a big thing. They got to adjust to the
They
situation.
are able to pull 180s real quick and not even bat an eye at it and still catch good winning bags of fish.
Right. So, but I think it boils down to Michael Temple's comment right there. Does a serious tournament guy have more of a right to a spot than a weekend warrior?
No.
No.
So you agree that the regular everyday guy's got exactly the same right. What your argument is that they don't put the work in. It's easy just go on the internet, buy the spot, and go to it.
Yeah, it just adds more pressure to it.
I understand that, and that's one of the things. Kind of when we were making the guide videos for Fish North Georgia, I always tell the guys, especially on the electric only lakes, because you're looking at the average is 500 acres or less. If we told a guy to go to, if somebody said, "Hey, listen, let's just take Lithium," and everybody that fishes Lithium knows exactly what I'm talking about. You go up the river, up the lake. There's a really big point. Everybody knows it's a good point, but if a guide did a video and said, "Hey, listen, if you go to that point in 25 foot of water, they're stacked up right there. The following day or the following week, there's going to be 20 boats on that daggone point." So it's kind of iffy. I mean, I get it, but I mean, at the same time,
Well, I mean, I've posted stuff, and I know everybody's wants to see it. I've posted stuff, but I don't tell you like exactly where I'm at. You can infer from pictures where I'm at. I mean, we all do that.
right.
I would rather give you information on maybe what to do to go try to duplicate it yourself, rather than saying.
And do you
go
think
do-
that's a better way than to say, "Hey, listen, that coordinates 33.20 northwest by 33 point"?
Well, I mean, they've been doing that for years.
Doesn't
I mean, all you got to do. I mean, he's the one that's readily available week to week. Phil Johnson.
Mhm.
If you have no idea, if you ain't been to Lanier in a month, for example, and you're going to go fishing Saturday, you can pull up Phil Johnson's report, and he will give you an idea of basically what to look for, what to throw, but he doesn't give you like exact locations. He gives you baits, and here's the pattern, and here's how I have duplicated it.
right.
So he gives you a starting point of what to do.
What about GON magazine? Every single month they have a fishing report, and the gentleman goes out with a guy, and they mark the 10 places that they fish, and there's exact coordinates for every one of those.
Well, the 10 places that they fish, if you pay attention to his thing, it's that person that he's went with. It's their personal, like, this is where I catch fish.
Right.
From year to year.
Right.
And stuff. But a lot of those things, if you read those things, those articles, he's talking about the person that he's with is talking about what kind of structure it is and why and what and stuff like that and what that person personally does.
So he's still giving you enough information to go find other spots on the lake that's similar.
Yes. Because it's only 10 spots. However many it is. It's 10.
Right.
So
In that
it's only
particular
that
article.
many. Yeah.
What do you think, Paul? Because these two guys fish tournaments. You're not so much a tournament guy.
Well, I fish my share.
Well, you do, but I mean, you're
It's just it's a different. for us it's different just because you can't cover water like they can.
From the kayak world.
Like the bass boat is just so much more efficient to get up and go or move and make big moves.
Right.
I mean, a lot of times I got to live within probably, if I cover 5, 6, 7, 8 miles of water in a day, that's a lot.
Right.
You know, for Ryan, that's
30 minutes.
a 10-minute run.
Yeah.
To go 8 miles, and he doesn't have to worry about paddling home.
So
and so I think the selling spots, it's not something I would do. I think it leaves kind of a bad taste in my mouth personally. But as a few people here in the comments have noticed, I mean, modern electronics, big lake, a lot of people out there, more people with more access to technology than they've ever had. At some point, you just have to come to that conclusion that nothing is secret anymore.
right.
And that the guys that are good are the guys that are ahead of the curve, that are out in front of the pack.
Right.
Because it still takes time for that information to get out. It still takes time for that information to disseminate. I think the best fishermen are the ones that are ahead of the fish.
Gotcha.
And they know what's up. They know their home water, or they know their target species, and they know the forage on whatever lake they're on well enough that when the fish are going somewhere, that guy's there waiting for them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not worried necessarily about a 2-week-old report that other people are chasing.
That is true. Generally, by the time GON comes out, it's a month late
Yeah.
anyway.
That was Michael Temples had a comment up a little higher about yielding if it's a tournament spot and the boat came by looking. I've had guys come by looking, and it is annoying as anything. And a lot of times they're pre-fishing. And more, like, how do you know? Like, more and more people get out there and they learn from what they see. They learn that tournament style of fishing. They look at the guys that are successful and they say, hey, this is how I need to do it to catch fish. Whether they're fishing for fun or whether or not they got $1,000 in the pot that day.
Right.
And it's one of those, how do you know? You know?
You really
And it's
don't.
if I run into a guy, if there's a big BFL on and I'm on Lanier paddling around and I see a guy and I'm confident that he's fishing that tournament, I'll yield. I won't even think about it twice.
But are you the exception to the rule? You
I
know.
hope not.
But you know.
But I fish tournaments too, you know.
That's
And
true.
I would hope that if I was in a pocket and that guy ran in and saw me, that he would yield too.
Mm-hmm. They should.
You know, it should go both ways.
Well, me and Jeremy
But-
fish against each other, and then we have also fished with each other. And one particular thing, me and him were going to do a certain thing just a couple months ago, and 90%, we were in his boat. 90% of the places that we fished, both of us knew about them.
Mm-hmm.
But there was 10% of those places. There's a couple places that he took me to. I didn't know that was there. Now, if I'm fishing against him in a tournament, my ass ain't going down there where his place is that I didn't know about.
Or you will at least, if you think that you want to go there before the tournament even starts, you'll say, "Hey, are you going down there?"
But
And,
see, me
and,
and, you, but
and
see,
half the
me
time
and
we'll say,
you-
"No, if you're down that way, I'm not going down there. If you're down that way, fish it." You know.
But see, me and you, and then a lot of our friends that we all fish with, you know, I'll take East Hall for example.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of what do we all do basically before the dang tournament, mostly anyway. Which way you going?
Yeah.
I mean, we all pretty much do that anyway because a lot of us kind of fish a lot of the same areas too. And if Jeremy's like, I'm going to Bayless Creek, well, I ain't racing Jeremy to Bayless Creek
Because you know he's going there.
because I know he's gonna go there.
I get that from the tournament aspect and the camaraderie
But that's a
aspect.
camaraderie and a respect
you got-
thing.
1,000 other people on the lake that don't know that you're fishing that tournament.
Right.
I agree with Derek right there, 100%.
It's cutthroat.
Yep.
Oh hell yeah, it's cutthroat.
It's cutthroat.
And so many of them are low dollar.
Yeah,
It-
that's true.
it-
Like,
it-
what's the deal with that?
Half
Is
the
it just
time,
once
it's
you
not
get
even.
money involved,
It's not even about the money, man.
Half time it's more.
It's not
bragging
even about the
rights.
money. It's all about the
smaller
bragging
ones are
rights.
Bragging rights, really now. I mean, you're going to spend the money to go fishing anyway. So basically, if you win, you get your gas money in your truck, your gas money in your boat. If you've got a 2-stroke, you get your oil back, and you get your entry fee back, and then each of you partner both make $100.
And if like a lot of these
Right.
big tournaments, say just for like a BFL, you don't make any money. If you don't win
Yeah.
or get in the top 3 places, you're not making money. By the time you have to travel or you have to buy gas, and just like Ryan said, if you have oil and all this, you're not making any money. You're just down there trying to
I
be
think
high in
it's,
points.
It's perspective, though, right?
It is about pride.
You're in a 10-boater with a bunch of guys that you know. Yeah, it's fun to beat your friends, but I mean,
It ain't.
Is it that big of a deal that
It's-
you're gonna?
it's not about the
run
money.
Around acting an ass about
Josh,
it? Like,
Josh,
Well,
when you go up
small
there-
tournaments,
go to
you
the
don't really
comments a
act
little bit,
like
there was
that.
a
Or
Facebook
I
post
would.
that had a
I mean,
question
you know,
on it.
right?
Check
yeah.
it.
Do.
Right there from Glenn Gosnell. My gripe is someone pulling up
That's
and
what we're
marking
talking about.
holes
People do.
while you are fishing them. With today's electronics, it's not that hard to find your own holes. All right, so 2 arguments on that. Number one, and
Drive you crazy.
drive you crazy.
I'm sorry. Like, wait until I'm gone before you come in to see what I was fishing.
Totally get that.
There's no such thing as your own holes on
That
Lanier.
that was my other part is, at what point does basic
Some
ownership of the
people.
lake?
We know one person.
Well-
If you think you're on Lake Lanier and you think you found the hole, you're like, oh man, I found the hole. Fish that hole, back up off that hole, sit there for 20 or 30 minutes and watch how many boats come in behind you, and you'll be like, man, like I had never seen anybody fish here before. You had never seen anybody fish here before because you've never looked at it.
Gotcha.
If you'll just back up and sit and wait, there'll be 3 or 4 guys coming there after you and fish it. And they did. It's not because they seen you sitting there; it's because they already knew about it.
They knew about it.
There's no such
It's-
thing as having your own
It's
hole.
very interesting because I don't fish the big lakes enough to get into all this, and I don't want to say drama, but I find that in doing this for a couple of years, one of the biggest complaints, and of course on my list I got brush pile Karens, and that's people who fuss about. But basically, we can equate that to spots. At what point do you say, okay, listen, this is my spot. This is where I'm going to fish. And I can see, like you said, if you knew he was going south, you won't go there.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also always going to throw in the everyday guy who goes in. Should he not pay attention to where people are fishing?
Well,
Should
see,
he not say, hey, there's been a boat parked on that point every time I've come out?
Well, see
And
again.
in a mental note, that's a good spot.
See again. I'm open about. I'm a little bit of a unicorn anyway.
That's right, Harold Grizzle.
Because yeah, exactly. But if I go into a place and get around the corner, damn, somebody's sitting on it. I turn my boat around and I go somewhere else, or I just keep on going.
Mm-hmm.
I don't let it. Oh God, he's sitting right there. There goes the tournament, boys. We ain't gonna win because that's where the winning bag of fish was.
If you're banking
I
on
know,
one
you-
hole,
you
you're
don't
already
get
behind.
You get all freaking
But
country
see,
when
if
you
you already act like, but see, if you already act like that, I mean, you need to find something else to do on Saturday.
kind of
and
like what
Sunday.
Paul Marks Jr. said when he was on. Don't get turned around. And what was he had a little phrase.
Don't
for
get
it.
bent out of
Don't
shape.
get bent out
You don't
of
get
shape.
bent out of shape.
Don't go sideways. Don't spin your wheels in the mud like it's the end of the world.
Scroll back up there for a second. There was a comment, and I'll tell you when. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Dane Hunter, right there. Pull that up. Now, this is something we've talked about in the store. And I'm going to put this under a label that it's got a bad connotation to it. But let me read the comment first. A grievance I'm hearing guys fuss about is finding a pattern, going to a local tackle shop, buying some supplies, and later that day the shop has a Facebook post about what was just purchased. You and I have talked about that personally. I understand that. And I've got that listed under category number 2. And it's kind of a broad category. It's got a bad word, so if you got kids around, make sure they kind of earmuff them. I put it under pro staff and product whores. And the reason is that guys will do that for their 10% discount. They will do that for stores, and stores get that out. We see guys, I've seen it in the last year, where they will, if a certain company, bait tackle shop, gives them a discount, then they're going to post anything and everything. But you are right that those stores will tell that guy or individuals what's going on, and then allow those individuals to post. That is kind of a problem. I get
what
that.
I do, Dane. I kept on going.
Yeah, that is a problem, and it's these guys that listen. And we do our pro staff a little bit different with True Grit. Is that and it's not the same with everybody. I don't give guys discounts and say, go make social media posts for me so that you can get your 10% discount. One thing we do different here is that we give them product for free. Here, go fish it. If you catch something on it, take a picture, post it. My guys get it for free. Bottom line, I don't want to anybody that deals with us knows that, hey, I don't want to give you a discount so that you'll go do free social media posts for me. I can't say that's the same for other stores. And I know that's a touchy subject with that. I want our guys to actually go out and catch the fish and promote, I guess you've heard me say this, Paul, kind of promote what we're actually putting out to catch the fish. And if it is, like, say, with the ditch digger, one of our products, and it's a ditch bite, our guys actually go out and catch fish on that. We don't, we make our guys do that. I don't go by what individuals come in and say, hey, this is a hot thing. We only post pretty much what our particular guys are catching them on. Now, if an individual posts on that, that's one thing like that. But there are guys out there who will get in with a particular store or stores or companies and products, and they want that discount, and good grief, they will absolutely post anything and everything, number one, to help steer sales to that store, but also, make sure that they stay in the right. We see that every day, don't we, Ryan? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of like
it's become part of the game.
It is part of the game.
Especially with social media. If you've got any sort of significant reach at all, it's just become part of the hustle.
People asking about True Grit Pro Staff now.
True Grit Pro Staff. How do we apply for True Grit Pro Staff?
Unfortunately, True
do I get a hoodie?
Staff is closed.
It is closed. But the thing about it is, and it is a gripe that I got.
I think the thing too, though, is that there are a lot of companies that, for better or worse, there are a number of companies that, like, there's a website I think you can go on, like fishingprostaff.com.
National Pro Staff.
Is that what it is?
It's one of those. I get it. I get an email every day.
It is just a freaking cattle call, and it's just anybody that wants in is in.
It's
like, hey, here's all the openings, and you can kick out as many applications.
I
as
have
you
a
want.
fast grievance. People on Facebook who say they work at Enigma Fishing and Titan Tungsten and
all those does not work.
Do
your 10%.
Your 10%. That's all it is. 10% is not even worth
many
it.
times, and I will say this again for everybody tonight. The pro in Pro Staff stands for promotional.
Exactly.
Not professional.
It is, and to be honest, and all I can say is from
our
point of view,
promotional because Kevin Van Dam throws this, and 60% of the people who see Kevin Van Dam throwing this, they go buy a bait just because it's got Kevin Van Dam name on it.
Well, let me address Nathan's.
Kevin Van Dam's got flipping baits. I don't even think Kevin Van Dam owns a flipping stick.
He might not, but
they got KVD flipping battle bugs and stuff like that.
KVD though is at that level though where KVD's name has value just in itself.
It does have value.
Yeah,
right? Absolutely.
Like 60% of the people who buy stuff, they like, Strike King's the best thing ever, and Strike King makes good baits. I throw them, but I don't buy Strike King bait because Kevin Van Dam's name's on the front of it.
Right.
You buy them because they work.
You buy them because they work, and that's one thing. Tim White always has this saying, and I'm gonna
Harold. It's about your reach. Reach is the new watchword.
That's it.
Where it's how many eyeballs do you put the product in front of?
Yes.
How many people do you blast in the face with? Here's the fish. Here's the product.
Listen. I get that. We use it. We use that social media every day. But the thing that I have Tim White used to have
a thought too, Nathan.
It is. He used to have
inner circle.
It is about the sales, but it's also this. Is that
it's got to be right. You're running a business.
You're running a business. I'll give you two examples of. But I want to always say Tim White always has a saying. And I see him commenting all the time. Pro Staff AF, and that's all you got to understand. All I got to say is AF, and it's the guy, the weekend warrior, who gets the 10% discount.
Clout Wars.
That's
Clout
it.
Wars.
If you're doing a legitimate Pro Staff though. And I ran into this with a major company that I got put on their Pro Staff, and I didn't even throw the stuff.
Google's different.
It's because they wanted to use our platform to kind of promote them. And I'm like, I told the actual owner of the company, and he kicked me off their Pro Staff the next day. I said, you guys are doing this all backwards. I said, how can you, because there was emails going out and Facebook posts and a private thing, and he said, you guys need to be making this post and this post, and you need to be doing this all the time. And I'm like, and I actually got the email upstairs. I emailed him and said, listen, dude, you're doing this all backwards. How can you expect a guy who you're giving a 10% discount, I know what your profit margins are like that, to take his time to go out there, fish your baits, and to do free advertising for you? Needless to say, after that email, I was kicked off that pro staff immediately the next day. But we try to look at it a little bit different. The guys that are on our staff, we want them to go out and actually fish the stuff. And if they catch fish, make a post, do that. We'll provide you the product free. And then, you know, if you don't catch fish, you're not making a post. But I have a hard time. But my gripe is not with those guys. My gripe is the guys that will go to one tackle shop, and they know who they are. They know who they are. For 6 months, they'll be with you until the next business gives you a little bit sweeter of a deal. And all of a sudden, they become the best tackle shop in the history of the world. All right, and then they're promoting stuff like that, and it's all, you know. And I'm like, in my mind, I'm like,
Hi, Tatum.
yeah. Oh, is Tatum on there? Hey, what's
I
up,
got you,
Tatum?
I
Hey,
got
good. Tatum made it down to Atlanta. Thank
Hey,
you very
LJ,
much.
I need some of them quarter ounce blue lily worms.
LJ, we got to talk, son.
We got to talk.
We got to talk. We got to talk with you. But it's those guys that switch tackle shop to tackle shop, and from one year to the next tackle shop is the sweetest, best place to buy jigs or whatever because of what they're giving their discount like that. And they don't actually go out and fish. I know guys right now that post on the Fish North Georgia group page that will post for particular companies, and I know dang well from their clients, and we're talking guides here. And I'm not going to name a name. We're talking guides here who I see their posts promoting a particular company, and I know from their clients that they never throw that single bait. They never throw it when they're actually fishing. But they get a little namesake, they get a little recognition, they'll throw that name out there, they'll pop it off like that. And, you know, it's kind of, but you're right, Paul, it's a business too. So it's kind of, there's a fine line.
And as somebody up above mentioned Guggen, and I think Ryan was trying to whisper something to me. It's one of those where it's almost a don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's right.
But see, Guggen, like all them boys in Guggen's totally different. If you go way back in time on their YouTube and you watch Guggen from the beginning, some of their first videos, these dudes was out there with like Walmart rods and reels.
They started in their basement.
And they started in their basement, and they have worked their ass off to get to where they are now.
Agreed.
And now they get like tactical bassing. He started the same way. Now tactical
Thanks,
bassing,
Nathan.
they ain't no telling how many dang St. Croix and Shimano reels. That man, G. Loomis, or I can't remember where that's what he's
G. Loomis.
There's no telling how many rod tubes of them things he gets a month. But that's because he has 500-something thousand subscribers, and every single one of his videos gets about 200,000 likes.
They do.
Views.
And I'll be honest, I watch them.
Yeah, and I do too. I mean, I'm just as guilty.
But I've also
Are you
noticed.
guilty though? Like I don't think guilty is the right word.
I watched
to use
Tactical
there.
Bassing last night.
No, I watch tactical all the time, but I think when you say I'm just as guilty, I don't know if that's the right way to
See, Harold Grizzle's got a thing right there. So this is kind of what I'm talking about. I got offered a deal, but they wanted me to guarantee them I could sell 150 of their products a year. Plus, I had to buy 5 of their rods at full price. Not happening. That's the game that a lot of companies are playing because a lot of guys are willing to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to do that. I mean, if you're going to throw, and we'll just stick with True Grit. I'm not going to give you, I'm not going to do that. I want, if you're going to go out and be on our staff, here's the product. Go out there and generate sales off of actual success. And
Temples, was that me?
Do what now?
Just keep going.
Oh, I don't even know. So, I got this one right here. Since we're talking about jigs, this is a gripe of mine, and Ryan's going to love this one right now. Guys that tie their own jigs, telling us how to tie our own jigs. Guys that have been telling us that I've been tying this. We actually had a customer call up and tell us that he had been tying for a while, and we needed to do this. What do you think about that, Ryan? Come on, Ryan. Get up. Look at Ryan right there. You can see it in the camera right there.
Kiss my ass.
We actually have people that call up and will tell us what we're doing wrong with our
This
jig.
particular individual told me that I wasn't putting enough
Skirt
material in a jig.
We time to catch fish, not to look good on Instagram.
If you don't like them, don't buy 'em.
But that's
There it
true.
is.
That's it. That's it. But
I have the science to back it up. 2 to 2.5 tabs worth of skirt material on a jig By the time you add a trailer to the back of it, whatever trailer it is, it gets you as close proportionate as that head weight as it's supposed to be.
I understand, but that's not according
But
to
don't
him.
come telling me that wire tied don't look as good.
That's banded. We've heard that.
Okay, and don't come telling me that I need to thread tie every single one of them because I want it looking visible because I think the freaking fish can see it.
Listen,
Hey.
look.
You're
look.
overthinking things.
Put the camera on me. Okay, if y'all can see that jig, okay, I don't know how many strands is in it. It's tied nice, yes, I don't care. It will catch a fish. The fish ain't sitting down there counting every strand on
That
it.
is the
Going,
best thing.
this thing, it ain't got 4 strands of blue. It's got 5. I can't bite that. Listen, every crawfish is not the same. They
That's
do
right.
not care.
We've actually had individuals tell us.
They don't sit down there and they don't go, damn, banded jig.
Yeah.
And swim away.
or they'll go, that one's only got 4 tabs of this. I'm not going to eat it.
Boys, when I post and I say that Ryan is a jig tying fanatic and the attention to detail fanatical, this is what I'm talking about. This is the passion that this guy is
I
bringing.
mean, it drives
Every
me. It
damn
drives
jig.
me up the.
Here's what he
wall.
says. And this actually goes to a comment up there where somebody said, and it might have been Tyler Minnick's, another grievance, people have way too many colors. More than 3 colors is overkill. Ryan says this on almost a daily basis, because we get guys that want custom orders. We get it. We understand. You got your patterns that you like. We get it. But Ryan says this constantly. People overthink this too much.
Josh, see that bottom comment?
What's the bottom?
Just reiterating what we're talking
Okay, my grievance is True Grit doesn't charge enough. I've been fishing 1 jig for 2 months, and I don't have rock rash yet. $7 a jig is easy. We have discussed that, Tyler. Trust me.
Y'all can
Okay.
blame Tyler
But
now
anyway,
when the price goes up.
real
It's
fast to
in-
finish your comment.
Right.
Some people way overthink this stuff way too much.
What was it? We got one guy that called in and he wanted a strand of this at 10 o'clock, a strand of this at 2 o'clock, a strand of this at midnight. Guys, it ain't that daggum hard. I mean, good grief, shit. I hate to say it that way, but I mean that's the honest truth, is it not? It's kind of like what he says. Not every crawfish comes out looking exactly the same. They don't act
don't.
exactly the same. None of that is
And let me give you a news flash. They stare at what they buy a jig. They staring at what's on the back of that jig anyway. About 90% of the time.
and that's that trailer.
Yeah,
I mean, what do they bite when they bite it?
they biting the grub, whatever it is on the back.
I agree. I agree 100%.
I mean,
with that.
jig colors. Yes, it matches with crawfish. Yes, but you can have the perfect jig color that's the most
Nathan.
fish catching color ever. But if you go out there
Green pumpkin.
and they're eating N-stars and you're throwing a rage crawl, by that you ain't gonna get bit no matter how pretty that jig is.
Right.
Because if they're focusing on N-stars and you're throwing a rage chunk that's like that wide, your profile is way off. And then they know. The bass know that don't look like what I just ate a while ago.
Let me answer this to Ken Burke right there. So he's got about 6 in his cart right now. He's waiting on the PB&J. We actually finally got a big order of stock on the PB&J skirt material. So you're going to be seeing that back on the site. Some of the times when we are down to like 2, 3, 4 jig, we get low on stock. I will pull them off the site for the specific reason is somebody will come in and they'll order 25. And we can't fulfill it, so that's why we've kind of waited. But the PB&J stuff is back in stock. That Lanier smoke that people they've been driving. I mean, hell, how many have we sold of those in the last? It's like, my gosh. I got actual stores calling me up with customers asking for those by the dozens. So, but
I'll make this comment about Lanier smoke.
and if you don't know what Lanier smoke is, tell them what
I'll
it
make
is.
this comment about Lanier. It's PB&J. It's got a little bit of smoke in it. It's got some chartreuse in it. A little bit different. But I'll say this to all you guys who've bought some. I don't even own a freaking one. I've tied so many, and I don't even have one.
Yes,
so that's how much I care about you guys, that you guys have stuff. Because I don't even have one.
That's exactly
Y'all
right.
get to have them all.
Yes.
If they're hungry, they will eat anything. That's pretty true. Aaron Russell, I'm gonna do this because I'm an equal opportunity guy. FX rods are fragile as old lady hips. I don't know what old lady you've been riding lately, but I ain't had any complaints about the ones that come out of my store. All right, so I'm just gonna be straight up. I have not had a single person bring back an FX rod that was broke, especially the Gen 3s. Now, I can't speak to the Gen 2s, but the Gen 3. So I'm going to let you be free and give your opinion on that. I'm fair. We can do that.
You remember when we got on that 13 fishing fad?
Oh, God.
13 fishing.
We're like, damn, these reels is good. These rods suck.
Them was the awfulest rod. Listen, I broke tip off of it, and I was like, I kind of like it, so I'm going to fix it. I put another tip on it, went back 3 days later, broke it in half. That's how bad them things are.
Yeah. So, listen, I mean, I get it. You like your product. Some guys don't like that, but I'm not going to shy away from somebody that wants to insult something we fish. Hey, it's all good with me, but I'm just going to tell you, you can come look at my returns, and you can come look at everything I got.
LJ don't have
Very,
snacks.
very sad. What does PB&J sandwich have to do with fishing?
Boat snacks.
LJ.
Yeah, boat snacks, LJ, for you.
Boat snacks, LJ.
All we got to say is 3/16, 3/8 quarter. What were those sizes?
Yeah, that's all we got.
We're going to talk to you,
We're
LJ,
gonna talk
about
to
your
you, LJ.
packaging and marketing. Oh, we're going to talk to you about that. But, hey, again, listen, old
Are you
ladies'
going to tell
hips,
them to get rid of the duck logo?
the duck logo. Am I missing the duck logo? I don't even know what the
You
hell
never
that
seen
is.
LJ's duck logo?
Oh,
It looks like a duck.
The Drop Shot Jedi stuff? I don't even know what
Your
the hell
words.
we're talking about. I will say this, 13 Jeremiah Giles. The 13 fishing and lose rods might as well go in the recycling bin as soon as you get them.
Exactly.
I'll,
Don't waste your time.
You can say that. You can say that. But now, it depends. I've had some loose rods that were crap. They were garbage. They broke. But I've got a couple of them that I have just beat the ever-loving shit out of them. And they're still just as good.
the best luge rods that they make are the ones that you can get at Walmart and
The cheap
Academy, and you get them on sale for $25 a piece.
That's what I'm saying. You can beat the crap out of them and don't worry about it. Listen, and everybody's got their favorites. I know guys that hate duck it, but then there'll be a guy that come in the store and they love duck it.
You're just jealous you can't grow one.
And it all and true. Listen, a lot of guys, and this is a whole nother episode, don't know how to treat a rod right. There's certain rods are not meant to boat flip. But you're gonna boat flip them. I mean, they're just not meant to boat flip. I know you think every rod you buy should be able to boat flip and all that. That's not the case. You got to actually, understand what you're doing.
I'll never look as good in a visor,
But-
LJ, so we're even.
But in Aaron's defense, I will say this real quick. But in Aaron's defense, Bob knew what was wrong with the effect with the G2s.
And that might have been
And
right
if
on the
that's
G2.
what you had, Aaron. I totally understand.
The Gen
Because
2s,
the
they
Gen
had some
2s
problems.
The Gen 2s, they'd snap on cast.
But do you not have Gen 3s?
I've got Gen 3s.
Do you have a problem with them?
I've not had a single problem with
That's
them yet.
right. Facebook user. Not sure what Gen I have, but I've had my FX rod for over a year, and it's
You've had it for over a
been
year,
put
it's
through
a
the
Gen
ringer and
3.
still in great shape.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, and there's growing pains with everything. Good grief, I'm straight up. I'm honest. When we first started doing True Grit jigs, we made a lot of mistakes and we were doing things wrong. And when we brought Ryan in, he said, "No, guys, you got to change this. You got to change that, and it makes the product better." Hell, it's all a growing curve and like that. And so it's kind of like we didn't exactly know some of the things that we were doing, and we brought you in. You said, "No, here's how we correct it. You make the product better." It goes from even just putting glue onto a weed guard to switching over to all epoxy. I mean, you learn that, and even you'll say that epoxy is like, my God, that makes a
Epoxy
difference.
it's like, yeah, it's amazing.
What's up, farmer? Right there. So I mean, am I Neil Scoggins? Am I the only person in the group who fishes with arc rods?
Never heard of them.
I have no idea what arc rods are, but if you like them and you love them, fish with it. That's all I got to say right there. Farmer, I didn't know they made a rod that you couldn't boat flip with. They're out there, and it ain't just FX. There are plenty of rods out there that you can't boat flip. You can't. You power guys have to have a certain thing, but you all got to admit, if you got a if you stuck a finesse type rod in your hand and you tried to fish it like you would a power, odds are you're going to break that rod. Yes or no?
Yeah.
It just happens. It's knowing your
I
stuff.
think they ain't. I think they ain't like one anyway that is like bulletproof. Anyway.
James Harmon,
That's my
who's running the board if Paul is on the show. Actually, Josh McKay, my partner, is in the house today. And you guys need to actually, I'm gonna brag him on a little bit. He has busted his ass this week building us aisles for the store.
And they look freaking jam up.
They
too.
look jam up, and I don't know how he did it because I know he's got absolutely zero carpentry. That rum's kicking in, buddy.
He is now
So that's zero carpentry ability.
Like
It is
said.
in this mug that says "'Tis the season." So,
As I said earlier, Josh Whisper Productions no longer is just filming. They also are in technical theater now.
technical theater, which means construction.
Which means theater
We
construction.
can build you an absolute
All right.
set right now. But Josh has been running around with, other than like today, I was out buying stuff and Ryan called me up and he's like, "You got any Tylenol?" Because Josh is out there just beating the hell out of something. And Josh is down here in the basement. I mean, Ryan's down here in the basement going, "Oh my God, the banging that's going on upstairs." Well, we got it handled. But anyway, it looks beautiful.
Sorry, Josh.
So Josh is running the board and all that. So Bill Holcomb, I wanted to say that I've been to the range with my new AR and wanted to say thanks, and I am a grateful winner. He won for the Herd Family Benefit. He won the AR. He won the
Yes, he
AR.
thinks I'm Tyler.
And Bill, first of all, I had this, and I don't even remember what I said at the opening, but for all the guys that not
Beat
only,
the devil out of it.
what do you beat the devil out of?
Bob Ross, when he paints, he's like, "I didn't get beat the devil out of it."
Is that what he says? Beat the devil. Bob Ross. I wish I could grow hair like Bob Ross. That would be awesome. Would you see me in a fro?
We don't plant a happy little tree.
Happy tree.
We don't make mistakes. Just
That's right.
happy
That's
little
right. It's happy fishing on Lake Lanier. Nobody's fussing about brush piles. We're gonna paint a little bass right there.
Let's go on to another.
Huh?
Little bassy
Anyway,
bass.
so Bill, I want to say thank you and to everybody that participated in the Herd Family Benefit. I got this right here, and I think this will absolutely deal with a lot of guys on here.
Oh God, here we go.
Which one do you think I'm going? I'm
think
gonna go number 9,
Swing hard.
I think
Swing
you're
hard.
Either 4 or 6. I don't know.
4 or 6. Let's go with 4.
Okay.
Just because give it a nice little change. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. I'm just here to listen to Jeremy and learn about them shallow fish. We told Jeremy that this was just a gripe show tonight. I mean, we'll get
That's the
Jeremy
only way
back
I
on.
can get him to come on.
Yeah, we'll I don't know if he wants to share all them secrets, Brock, but here's my
That's Stanley, though, ain't it?
Yeah, that's Dad.
That's-
You have to talk.
that's
You'll
Stan.
have to talk to Dad
Hello,
about that.
Stan, Brock. He's the one who's the shallow king.
this is my grievance, and this is the guys that are not only on the Fish North Georgia group page, but also in their personal pages on this. Listen, men, this is to you men.
This is going to get out of here.
This is to you men. I'll be damned, I hate this. Stop putting your personal lives on Facebook. Nobody cares. Nobody cares, especially when it's relational, okay? Nobody cares about your relationships. Nobody cares about any of that. I know you want to say your life's happier and all this. You know what? Your significant other that you kicked to the curb is probably happier too. All right? So that's one of my grievances on the page. Stop doing it. That's right up there with the duck lips. All right? Do you agree? I don't care. You know, come on, Ryan.
There's doing it, and then there's overdoing it.
Oh, the ones that overdo it.
There's things is good, and then there's things is great 10 times a day.
Exactly, and that's the guy I'm talking about.
Everybody knows that guy.
Everybody knows that
And
guy.
it's not just the guy you're talking about. I'm talking that guy in the royal sense.
Exactly.
Everybody's got a couple of them that just like can't keep their mouth shut about how great everything is.
Yeah,
We get it.
we get it. Yeah, I mean, seriously, like, all right.
Is there, everybody gets the puppy, and you got to see 10 updates a day about the puppy, and the puppy ain't even that damn cute.
Yeah, listen,
Like,
listen. I mean,
Look, damn
it's
it,
just
we get it. You
it's,
got a puppy.
it's my gosh. You jump to the grass is greener on the other side, but eventually there comes wintertime and all that grass dies. All right, it's just that grass dies. Okay, and so the guy that goes on Facebook and puts his personal, here's what Facebook is for. You share your pictures in your life and you get stuff. I understand it. That it's all that for that. But when you make 10 posts a day, okay, about what's going on in your personal life, We don't care. I'm just telling you right now. Do you agree, Paul?
5 agree strongly.
5 agree strongly like that. So that's one of my grievances.
Don't let me.
Oh, you know I love you, Farmer.
Farmer, you need to stop. I'll pull you on here.
They make an unfollow button, boys. That is true. That is true. But I try to be with the group page. I try to be pretty diplomatic and let guys post stuff and all that. But I'm friends with a lot of guys, and I'm telling you what, it's just like everybody puts the good stuff on Facebook. You know, your family's great. Me and my wife don't fuss. We don't do this, or I got a new girlfriend and all that. Listen, horse crap. I go home at night, and I love my wife and my kids to death, but they get on my damn nerves. All right? They get on my nerves. I piss my wife off about twice a week. You know,
Twice? That's very conservative.
that is conservative. I piss my wife off daily if we go like that. I do
Hey,
not.
here's duck face.
I do not post. Hey, listen, wife made my wife mad. She
Duck
kissed my-
lip
you know, I mean,
sticker fishing in the house.
Is lip sticker in here? Watch this. I'm gonna do my best Kevin Underwood right here. All right, look at this face. I got a dip in. I can't do it. I can't do it right. But it's seriously, keep your personal stuff off
He
Facebook.
looks a little bit like he's got a poop sometimes.
Kevin, we love you,
Kevin,
buddy.
we love you, dude.
We love you.
He's going to I feel attacked, bro.
I feel attacked. We're not attacking you.
Kevin, if you notice, this is all them.
Listen,
I
it's
ain't-
quiet.
I ain't in on
To
this.
be honest, Jeremy's like, I don't even know what in the hell I got myself
I
into
talked
right
to
now.
Kevin about it the other day a little bit. And
Yeah,
he said, you know what, damn it, fishing is
That's
fun.
right,
I'm
Dane.
having fun. And you know what? That's okay.
But honestly, Dane, seriously, my wife gets home and we gripe about it too. She's got female friends that you know their personal life, and you know it's just a big bag of crap. But if you look on Facebook, it's always just the good stuff. So I'd actually, you know what, we need to start doing a post a week about how we just made our wives mad. Went home last night, didn't want to help out
No,
with the
that
wife.
goes into this.
Which one?
That goes into what you were just talking about.
Oh, that's the other
no
side
one
of
wants to
it,
care
too.
about.
They
When
don't
everything's
care.
terrible
They
all the
don't
time.
care.
I don't care.
I know I don't care. And so you guys, listen, no more duck faces. No more about your relationships on Facebook. We just don't care.
It's like back in the day when we had MySpace and them girls in high school would always feeling anxious.
Feeling anxious.
Feel, can't wait to go see him. You know, MySpace.
I didn't
Feeling loved.
feeling loved. All right, so listen, I'm telling you, that grass that's greener on the other side always withers in the wintertime. I'm just telling you. I understand that. So, but that's just, I don't know. That ain't got nothing to do with fishing. But my God, you guys put it on the page sometimes. Or all my friends is like, you know, I'm like, I know your life is just a big bag of crap, but you make it seem like it's so good on Facebook. Just be honest with the world, or don't post anything. What do you think?
I agree.
You agree with that? Here. Okay. What is that? Feeling constipated. Might go out tonight.
Might go out tonight. I don't know.
Good grief! I could have a whole.
Who wants to go to Wild Bill's?
Wild Bills? That is a name from the past, right there.
Been there
So,
a few
You gotta
times.
pull out electric
Been there a few
cowboy next,
times.
like-
all right. So I mean, listen. I got all my stuff is stuff like that I can fuss about. But I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna throw Beasley under the bus.
Yeah.
CT Bees is in the house.
No, we're
with us.
we're about to throw a lot of.
Listen, we're
people
gonna throw a lot of you
under the
guys
bus.
under the bus, especially with his too tight pants that I can see his ass dimples through. All right, first of all, I don't need to see that. All right, we're gonna
Thirsty Thursdays at
Thirsty-
Wild Bill's.
That's right, Thirsty Thursdays. I used to go to Mama's. I used to go to the Crystal Chandelier. I mean, all of those places back in the day. That's right.
The
Pork
top
Chop.
of Gainesville.
Mama, I saw Joe on top of Gainesville.
I
Every
said
day
that a
so-
couple weeks ago. It was like, what's that?
On top of
I was like,
Gainesville
oh,
is somewhere where you don't want to spend your dollar bills.
You don't want to go.
Okay,
Bronson,
okay.
you want to talk about
Is-
the top of Gainesville?
See, Stephen Bardet commented.
Is that the
right there? Who
Is that
cares?
the place that somebody mentions it early in the night and everyone else goes, "Oh shit"?
If,
It's gonna be that kind of
if
night.
you end up at the top of Gainesville, it's a bad night, dude. There are so many more classy places
is
you
it
can
just
go.
it's just one of those look who just ran out of options?
It's kind of like the Hooters in Canton. You know, Hooters are great, but you put it in Canton.
You know what the top
Nah,
of
man,
Gainesville
that's the
is,
reason
right?
why that crap shut
Huh?
down.
No, I've never been there.
You really don't.
I really
No.
don't.
He don't know
really
what
have
top
no
of
idea what the
Gainesville
top
is?
of Gainesville is.
I've never been in it.
Are you being sarcastic.
It's a strip club.
It's a strip club.
Okay,
It's a
there we
strip
go.
club.
It's a
Gainesville?
brick. It's a brick building with no windows.
See what you just said in Gainesville.
Gainesville.
Gainesville, and for you guys at Gainesville, this is neither nor the opinions of Fish North Georgia or its affiliates. This is personally Danny Pruitt whatsoever. Hall County is, Gainesville's like the armpit of North Georgia. I'm sorry. If we're going to be honest, that's what Gainesville is. Am I right or am I wrong?
Yeah,
I'm right, I said.
Throw everybody under the bus.
The top was the first strip club for a lot of guys. Listen.
When me and Bronson went to the White Pony in Nashville one time, we walked all the way down in there and we got in there and we're like, we're way out of our league.
Yeah, I'm not even going to talk about strip clubs. My wife watched this later on, and I don't even want to get in trouble. It was 20 years ago, baby. Whatever.
LJ.
But I don't even know where I was
You
going.
don't even know.
So anyway, CTB's in his dimple butt
You should
shorts.
see this chin strap beard he's trying to grow.
You almost look
We're
Amish.
trying to get him a girlfriend. is what we're
It
trying
looks
to do.
like someone just kind of drew a circle.
If
around his
any of
face.
you guys know of a real nice, good young lady that we can set CTB's up with, he really needs.
It's shut down, Pinkston.
Can I get the address? Pinkston. You know what? The top of Gainesville is a place that Pinkston would frequent.
It's shut down though.
Is it shut down?
Yeah, I think it's been shut down for like 5 or
That's
6
probably
years.
because of
Well,
code
Pinkston-
violations.
Pinkston's going to cash in his nut money
His
and
nut
open
money.
that joker back up.
Justin Glaze, if God was going to give the world an enema, he would stick it to Gainesville. That's exactly right. Seriously. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. But anyway, number one, our next
Nathan, he said there was dudes in there stripping last time I went in there and Bronson was doing something.
who said that?
He said so. You had to go back up.
I ain't going no place. The guys are pulling it off.
Nathan said, he said, Bronson said they played some good music in there.
Bronson, is that true? No. Is that true? Does the top of Gainesville play good
That was
music
an emphatic no.
with dudes stripping? They ain't, listen, in my wildest of days, I would never walk into a strip club where guys were stripping. I get it bad enough with Ryan in there.
We went to Charlotte one time. We was going by there.
747 Hospital Street. There's the address.
That's what it is. We went to Nashville to or Charlotte to a Crown Plaza one time. We passed by and John Paul Armstrong goes, "Damn boys, a $25 grills over there in this pawn shop." And he had a big old sign out there that said $25 gold grills. We're in the wrong part of Charlotte. It was so bad. Damn,
Does a fake
damn,
gold grill
Bronson,
turn your mouth
where's that
green?
GPS taking us?
I don't know. That's a good question. Does a fake grill turn your mouth green?
I don't know, but I mean,
Jeremy's up here like, what in the hell have I got into? These guys, I come talk about fishing. These guys are talking about cheap strip clubs. Again, like I said, I'm not.
The exotic club in Seneca, South Carolina. It is the Shitty Titty. That's his name. That's his nickname, the Shitty Titty.
Listen, all I'm going to say is these.
Is that one
any
they
and
got
all
all comments
comments
for
is-
on 85?
Oh yeah.
If you got to advertise your strip club, are you really that good?
oh, what was the name of that one when we went to Orangeburg and did that Hampton Inn? It was a gentleman's club. It's like the Big Bunny or something. It's called the Big Bunny Gentleman's Club. It was like right outside the Air Force Base too in Orangeburg.
My wife is not watching right now. We have gone really down this rabbit hole right here, and I'm not going to partake.
All right,
in it
so
because I gotta
talking
go
about
home.
CTBs, I'm gonna
CTBs
say
and his
it.
butt dimples.
FG not snob. FG
He
not.
is an FG not snob.
Snob.
All right, so that's another thing. You guys that are not snobs, where do we even start with that? I mean, a good old clinch knot is as good as anything out there, and I know I'm just old-fashioned like that. It's not nearly as fun to talk about knots now that we talked about strip clubs for the last 5 minutes. So all that I can say is what happens in Panama
about
City
balloon
happens
knots.
in Panama City. What is there? Kick down. Kick down to the next one. Does any right remember the bring your own beer strip clubs
No way.
in
Yeah.
Greenville? We got kicked out in 30
That's the
minutes.
way it was in Seneca. Just bring your own beer.
Bring your own beer strip clubs. How cheap is that, though?
That's not somewhere you want to go.
Listen. I got stories to tell, and I can't tell
We
them.
can't tell.
I mean, do they let you BYOB because they know you're going to have to pay a hospital bill for the stabbing later? Like,
It probably is. I'm just
A lot of them don't have their liquor license because they're so cheap. So that's the only way they can get around it.
okay.
I'm just going to say there's a lot of stories that I could say that are pre-Amanda that I'm not going to say right now because she'll still hold it against me.
Need more Jesus.
That is pre-Jesus Danny. That's pre-Jesus Danny and post-Jesus Danny. Pre-Jesus Danny maybe knows about one or two of them.
Tyler Minix, here.
Here, where are we going? All right, so Jeremiah Giles is getting us back on track. FG not or nothing. Bull. What do you think about that? Hell, I can't even tie one. So
If I could tie one, I'd probably use it.
If you could tie, you could use it. That's what I'm saying. I can't even tie the things. My fingers go numb trying to do that kind of stuff. I danced with a girl named
Herpes galore.
Harmon. I don't doubt you did. I don't. I mean, seriously, Jim Harmon. For those of you that are watching the show,
Someone talked about that strip club and said the trailer park. Said it's in the trailer park back in the '90s was the best.
this show's gone to shit. Let's just be honest with you. Well, we said we'd go down any rabbit hole anybody wanted to go to. What's the best strip club you ever been to, Ryan?
Probably, it's still functioning. Probably, Tattletales.
Paul?
Oasis.
Don't they got dudes that dance there too, though?
Oh,
It's a good time emporium.
It's a good
We
time
went, I had a
emporium.
good time.
All right, how about you?
I only been to one, and it wasn't a good experience.
I had some bad.
Was it this one we're talking about?
Listen,
It's the one in Seneca, yeah.
oh God!
Or Westminster, wherever it is up there.
Westminster. God, I want to tell some stories that I can't. Like Gold Club. So anyway, so yeah, we've already gone to crap on this.
See,
So
what's the best leader knot? See, that's
The one you can tie.
the one you can tie. How about that?
butt perfume.
It's like,
I don't even know where to go with this show now. I mean, we've ventured way off the script. So
Thanks.
look, here's what's funny about our audience here. You got half of them trying to get us to steer back to fishing talking, and you got the other half lifting clubs and lifting the stuff. And, you know, Ryan is a member of the Claremont Club. That's right. Ryan, tell us a little bit about the Claremont Club.
That's a bass. That's a bass.
Oh, I'm
Ryan-
sure it is.
Ryan,
Talladega
it's gonna
Speedway.
be to support retirees.
I have
like
heard.
that.
I have heard enough stories about Talladega Speedway that I can believe anything and everything that is.
You're so bad now. Cypress Lounge. I've heard of that one.
You've heard of that
I've
one?
heard of that one.
God, I want to tell some stories, but I know my wife will watch this later on, and I'm not going there.
Is that her name, Bill?
What is that, Goldie?
Goldie.
Let's just say this: if you're the kind of guy that frequents those establishments, I have no problem against it. I mean, well, according to my wife, I got all the problems against it. But if that's the kind of person you are, I hope you go into the more classier ones because we never did.
Tattletale's pretty classy.
How much would you drop? How much?
Drops. He said shit.
How much? I once warned. Let's pull up Aaron's comment. I want to read this. We done gone to crap anyway, and it's you know, we said we're going to this. I once warned not to mention the girl with a third nip. I did not know where that was going in the club, and so I walked right up to her and asked her to think. Oh my God, I can't even finish reading that. You guys are wrong there. You read that. I can't read that.
Oh crap!
Oh man, we got Cooper on here. Oh man, I'm gonna be in trouble.
I'm in trouble too.
What is he, like 15?
Amanda's gonna kill us.
She ain't gonna kill me because I ain't telling no stories. I
Cooper,
admit
Cooper,
nothing to no-
don't tell you mama.
Listen, don't let.
That's a
Amanda
great drop.
Put your earmuffs on.
put your earmuffs on.
Cypress, we called it the Syphilis Lounge. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God! Cafe Risk.
That's what I was talking about, the billboards.
Is that the one on the billboard?
That's the one on 85.
We got no
That's
chance
the
of
one that
getting
had
any
like
sponsors.
10 billboards on the road.
Please
And then
stop
on the
that.
other side, it's like, turn around. Next one, Cafe Risque behind you, 1 mile back.
All right, guys, I apologize. If any of you ever thought about sponsoring the show, we know that we just blew that out of the water.
And demonetized.
We are demonetized. I'm sure YouTube is not going to get this, but
Danny, what do you think about Shohei Ohtani?
what the hell is? Oh, that's that Jap. He's a hell of a ball player.
He already demonetized. So I really don't mind.
That Joker is one hell of a ball player. That's all I gotta say. That didn't he win? He won the MVP, didn't he?
We got to quit because I've seen
Jeremiah Giles. Okay, I've never been to a strip club. I've never been, but I heard they got midget strippers named Sweet and Low. Is this true? I don't doubt it. Let's do some midget wrestling one time.
We need to do that.
Can we broadcast live from like some midget wrestling?
Josh?
Because I mean,
We can go
Josh,
up to that church, or
Yeah,
that
you know-
old church building up there in Habersham where they still do like wrestling.
wrestling.
Yeah, like NOW
Listen.
or whatever it was.
Josh is over there going, there's no way I'm going to show back up and do the board ever again. I'm going to go home with my wife and kids like that. Steve
Love you
Pinkston.
long time.
Steve Pinkston is the absolute, he's the master at this. So trapeze,
Nope.
pull that up right. Trapeze is a very friendly place, but you guys got to pay. I don't even want to even know
you do
what
not.
that means. Oh my goodness. So now that we're demonetized, I've issued a slur of some sort that I don't think should be a slur, but you guys want to talk
that up for you. You're welcome.
You teed it
Merry
up. You
Christmas.
put it right on, right on the tee. So wonder if Blondie is still around. Do you ever think like real serious podcasts out in the world like Meat Eater and all them ever sit back and they just we're just gonna go. Let's just talk about strip clubs tonight instead of hunting.
I don't know.
You ever I know Josh is over there petrified on the other side of the board right now. He's like, "Oh my God, I can't." Midget wrestling is coming to Buford in January. Let's go. You think we can?
Let's go.
You think we can seriously do it like a Facebook Live from the midget wrestling?
Fish North Georgia.
Fish North Georgia.
Why not, dude?
What if we have it here? What
We'd
if?
have to pay to have it here.
Paul and Danny.
Huh? Me and Danny. Oh,
What,
Paul
are
and
we-
Danny.
are we
Me and
midgets
you. Me and
to
you
you?
going to wrestle. So
You're
that's
not exactly towering over us, guy.
the Claremont Lounge. What if we could get some if we have like a grand opening, and we do like a true grand opening. I know we got like a soft grand opening now, but let's just say Fish North Georgia is now open. We'll have barbecue, all this stuff. We'll have all these people that are with us. And
All
we
right,
have
listen to what he's promising you right now, boys.
and midget wrestling.
Barbecue and midget wrestling.
Can we do that? Jeremy, you know what I'm laughing at? It's not none of the stuff we're saying is I'm looking over here in the corner of my eye and Jeremy's quiet like, I have no idea what the hell we're talking about.
Hey, I'll be here for it.
You'll be here for midget wrestling?
Yes.
So you having a good time?
Can we get Alex?
There you go.
Can we get Alex to do the?
Give me 10 seconds of Alex announcing midget wrestling.
I don't know if I have to think about it. Really.
No, you don't have to think about it. So let's go like that. Let's do some midget
I
wrestling.
don't know. Yeah, I have to think about it.
We still got 75
people.
people actually watching,
I
so
don't know how
somebody's interested in midget wrestling. Come on, do it. Let's go. Come on, you're killing my
I
ratings.
don't even know how. I don't even know.
And now entering the ring.
Oh yeah.
We can.
And now entering into the ring, we got the 4'2" midget from New York,
Venezuela.
Venezuela.
and he's gonna whip ass.
The Ayatollah of
My
rock
favorite.
and rolla.
Listen, my favorite was Raccoon Boy. They wheeled him down to the ring in a trash can. God, we've gone to crap. The quality of this show from when we first started is like.
Oh man, someone give us a damn grievance.
We went
talk
to
about.
midget wrestling in Gatlinburg and it was awesome. I think I would enjoy midget wrestling. Don't you?
Would it
Have
make
you
feel?
ever been to like
Ryan,
the one we're talking about in
Ryan,
Habersham?
you've got to feel tall your entire life. Danny just wants to
I
feel
am
tall.
sure. I like people. I love going into Walmart
I gotta
and seeing
agree
people
with
of
him on
other ethnicities that are shorter than I am. I'm not gonna say nothing no more than that. But when they like come up to my chest, I'm
Listen.
like, I really feel tall.
Listen,
Slate blade.
I'd hate to go to a midget wrestling
Red fried
thing
taters, mustard.
and then have a midget tie me up to wrestle.
Wait, what?
Because
Usually you
Them-
gotta pay
'cause
extra
them
for that sort of
little
thing.
Back to fishing.
oh my god, I
That
was about
sounds
to
like
say
a
so-
personal
I was
problem.
about to
That sounds
say
like you
something.
want that too much.
I was about to say something really bad. I was about to say them little things.
Oh, Lord.
You can't call them little. You can't call them little things. If I can't say Jap, you can't say little things. You know.
Oh, that was. I apologize.
Midget
for
wrestling
that.
is
Biden's
fantastic.
watching.
So listen, Alan Heiss likes it. Midget wrestling is fantastic. They used to do it at the Atlanta Expo Center. I think in 2022, somehow, someway, we get some midget wrestling up here at Fish North, Georgia. Do you think we ain't got but like 8 parking spots, but we can line them up down the road? You want to do it?
Whatever
I
you
tried to
want
get
do.
CTBs to come in here next week with a thong on and nothing else. $200 wasn't worth it. We started off talking about his dimples, and we went off into a midget wrestling.
We did that.
We did the FG night. So, Ryan has a real thought about the pretzel. What is the pretzel, Ryan? Hell, we ain't talking about fishing anyway. Guys are they're watching this train wreck as they go to, this train wreck going down the tracks right here.
Have you ever seen a train wreck?
No.
There was one in Duluth last year. It took them a week and a half to
There's a
clean it up.
trailer turned over up here at 53
Like,
the other night.
dude, the train wreck thing, absolutely true. Like, I'm driving to work. There's the tracks. There's cars everywhere. There's mangled shipping containers. You can't look away. It is the damnedest thing.
Well, it's just
you've
like
ever
going
seen.
down. It's just like going down the road in a wreck. Everybody looks. You got to look. So like that. So,
Damn, what happened?
guys,
Right?
for those of you that tuned in tonight, actually looking for a serious fishing show, we told you it was the airing.
It
of
ain't
grievances.
never
It's
a
not.
serious
It's
fishing
not
show.
serious, and we don't take ourselves serious. So, and again, there's no real experts in here. I mean, there's some good guys, and then then there's me. So, don't take yourself too serious. So we're like that. So, they do the best and craziest moves, like the lucha wrestling. I don't even know what the hell that means. Got to get Dolly Parton on here. Shuttle bus from IGA. Let's get back to a serious thing. My grievance is when a dock owner yells at you to clear out when you're not even close to their dock.
True.
Did anybody else see? There was a famous one this year on the internets from like Sinclair. It was a running joke for like 3 months in the different like Georgia fishing groups
That a dock owner
about
yells.
somebody's aunt or whatever had a dock on Sinclair and no one else.
I haven't seen it.
Ah,
No,
no,
I
I
didn't see
can't
it.
remember.
The memes were gold for weeks. It's like somebody got run off a dock on Sinclair and it just caught fire.
Say fishing with farmer. I agree with you, Tyler
You remember
Coker.
that?
Except I have no idea what Tyler Coker said. Michael Temples, is the store open tomorrow? Nope. If Latham is open, I will come in. Latham is open. It only closes one day a year. Generally, it's supposed to only close on Christmas
I think
Day.
he said Christmas and New Year's this year.
It might be New Year's, but
I was
no.
up there the other day.
I'm getting up in the morning. And I'm going deer hunting.
man.
Huh?
Good man.
I am going to go deer hunting.
Get you one.
There's nothing better than just sitting out in the woods, and that way, you ain't got none of the clutter going on in your mind. Fishing's the same way. Like
Merry
that.
Christmas, Harold.
Merry Christmas, Harold, to all you guys like that. I know we're an hour and 41 minutes in. We've covered about actually 20 minutes of actual fishing, stuff like that. But you know what? What the
Farmer,
hell?
you got a grievance?
It's my show. I can do whatever I want. So I agree with Tyler Coker, and I don't even know what Tyler Coker said. Josh, do you know where his last? Okay, my grievance. Oh, that's the dock owner. I have not yet experienced the dock owner that raised hell. How about you?
I have.
I have several.
All right, and what's the protocol for you normally when a dock owner comes in and starts fussing?
It depends on how far they take it.
Right?
Now, I mean, if they're going to stand up there at their house and yell at you, normally I don't say anything unless they really catch me on a bad day. I mean, I have yelled back at a few. But, I mean, I'll just go ahead and put this out there. And if this guy's listening, more the merrier to him. There's a
I
man,
seriously doubt he's listening.
and I know, but and I'm sure some of you guys experience this too. There's one creek down there in Bayless. Straight across from the boat ramp on the right-hand side of Bayless Creek. Listen,
They've got like a neighborhood patrol that runs those docks.
you cannot go in there. I don't care what time of year it is. You cannot go in there and that man not say nothing to you. I don't care if you're fishing with a trolling motor. You go by his dock and he is going to fuss with you.
So if we showed up naked one day fishing on his dock, what do you think he'd say to us?
Well, I mean, I know what he says.
Yeah?
And
What does he say? What is that guy like that?
Got plenty of other places to fish on the lake other than here. That's what he's pretty notorious. I'm sure he's told you that.
He's literally followed me down the bank before.
Yeah.
And I took
Really?
a paddle out of my boat one time and
He's-
told him I was
he-
going to beat him with it.
He came out. So his house comes down. He's got a big old back deck.
Cold out
and
there.
stuff.
Yeah, he's got a big back deck. He's
got a
way
big
up
old
on
back
top of a
deck.
hill.
Nathan,
and
it's cold every day
he
here.
has came out the door. I think he stands on his back glass with like a cup of coffee like this right here.
Yeah, he
Hey,
does.
don't mess with my room now.
And he's just there. Damn, somebody's coming in the creek.
Yeah.
And he comes all the way down there to come show off his prowess.
There's one that has loudspeakers and hollers out to the boats from his house.
No, I hadn't seen that.
I ain't seen that.
Can you give us the location of that? Everybody should go fishing at that
Do
guy's.
you remember when? Do you remember when Trotter got in a fight with that guy on that dock up in Thompson Creek? And then
I've
he went
heard
up there
about
and
it.
he went back that next night. He took 6 batteries, poked holes in them, and threw them underneath the dock.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
I've heard about
Again,
that.
we are not going to condone that here at Fish North Georgia, dropping batteries at people's docks.
Because
but-
that guy told him, he said, "You're catching my fish that live on my dock."
Really?
Yeah.
Now there
That's
was
the Karens of this world, though.
there,
That's what
there
the
was a
world
man on
come to.
Kiwi, one of my buddies. This was during practice during Kiwi. He fed catfish around his dock. My two buddies, they pull up to his dock and they
Yes,
got all these catfish just swimming around. So my buddy, he was like, "I'm gonna catch one of these catfish." This dude comes out of the house just raising Cain at him. "You catching my pet fish and blah blah this," and my buddy was like, "Your pet fish?" is like, "There's millions millions of gallons of water out here they can swim around in, and you're gonna call these fish your pet?" And he went off on them for like 20 minutes. Nick sat there and caught 2 or 3 of them right in front of him.
I have never experienced the dock guy fussing. I've been shot at. You know, that was sneaking into farm ponds at night, but that's back in the day. So, again, evidently the guy is third dock, big boat on the left. So
He's got one of them wake setters. Or
The
whatever.
I think me
even
and
worse.
I think me and Aaron's talking about the same guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got that big.
so the
wake
guy's a
setter.
douche.
Oh, big time.
The guy's a douche. That basically goes back to this is my lake. I own the dock.
Wake setter. Like,
I don't even know what the hell a lake setter is. Or
A
what is
wake
it?
setter?
What is a wake setter?
That's one of them pull behind ski boats
Oh, one of those.
that destroys the.
Those that do
everything.
more damage to the
Yeah,
shore than
no
any of the
damage
bass
to-
boats
yeah,
do.
Exactly.
Okay, I totally understand that.
He's
So-
got one of them that holds like 12 people in it.
Gotcha. So he's probably overcompensating for something. Is that what we're saying?
I don't know. He's got some money because his house is probably
I ain't saying nothing about money.
4 or 5 stories tall.
Kind of like the guy that's got the 8'2", jacked up truck. That kind of guy.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about? You want me to get involved in that
squatting
guy right
down
there?
in the back.
Yeah, squatted. Who in the hell squats a truck down in the back? I hope none of y'all got one because I'm
Carolina
getting.
boys.
People in Carolina.
Carolina squat.
Listen, here's the bad thing. I can barely see over the damn dashboard, much less looking up at the stars when I'm trying.
Every
to
time I see one, now they do on Facebook, everything. Every time I see one going down the road, I always have to make fun of them. I'm like, yee yee, yee yee yee.
Okay, so that leads me to what in the hell does yee yee mean?
It's some redneck.
It's it's something.
Yee yee.
Young
There's a song
kids.
called Yee Yee.
How will people know
I'll have to
you're
show
having
it to
fun
you.
if you don't say yee yee? Like,
But Nathan Dong, those are cool. That's actually, you can jack a truck up too high, and you certainly as hell can daggum angle one up.
Nathan, to each his own.
I think
but you're wrong.
I think he's being sarcastic. Dog dragging his butt. That's
Go for a
exactly
sleigh
right.
ride.
Dane Hunter is finally checked out because he's old and he's got to get up early for some reason. I don't understand how a man in construction has to get up early. I mean, nobody gets to the job site till 8 o'clock anyway. But whatever.
He built cabinets.
He don't build them at 6 in the morning. Listen, I was in construction for 20-something years. Them cabinet guys show up about 10 o'clock. They leave at 3. I know how that. Yee yee is hillbilly slang.
For what?
Exactly. So that is the next time. What does yee yee stand for?
I don't know.
Well, why the hell are you going around saying something?
The real
that you
question
don't
is
know?
why did he look
I don't
at you?
say it. I'm like,
Because
insinuating.
I deal with Ryan on a daily basis, and Ryan is more in the know of popular pop culture than I am.
I don't pay attention to what the porch honkies do.
The porch honkies. I can't say Jap, but you can say honkies.
I'm just saying that's what they are.
Oh my God! Yeet yeet. Squatted trucks look like a dog racking its. Yes, absolutely. Lazy cabinet guys. So my kids say yeet. My kids say something
Yeet's
that I have
different.
no idea. I don't even know what the heck it means.
Yeet was a vine.
I think it's just slang for sending it. What the hell sending it?
Yeet. There was a vine. It was an old one. Do you remember the vine?
No. Listen. I'm.
There was an old
I'm
vine
almost 50.
dude jumps in the car with a black guy. He's like, "Yo, man, check out my new mixtape." And he's like, "Oh, let me check that. Cool, man." He rolls one down, yeet, and throws the CD out the window. And it was a vine. And then all of a sudden, it was like 55 million replies later.
That's the
It
bad
was
thing.
viral.
We can't get 1,000 views on Facebook, but if we did something stupid, we could get the views like that.
We're doing something pretty stupid
something stupid
tonight.
right now.
We're talking about strip clubs.
And
And
squatted
again,
trucks.
That's vital information for our friends on the road.
Country bumpkins.
So we got about 12 minutes left. So let's finish the airing of grievances. Anything's on the table. I'm gonna give Ryan the first one. We'll go to Paul, and then we'll go to Jeremy. Anything in this world you want to actually get off your chest and gripe about? Fishing, non-fishing, whatever. I've got mine.
You got yours?
I've got mine.
Is it on your list?
It's number one on my list.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You want me to do number one?
Yeah, you do number one.
So here's
I
my-
gotta think about one.
Here's my problem. All right. Just because you can go on the internet and buy you a set of microphones doesn't mean you should. People doing their own podcasts and interview types of shows. Listen, a lot of you guys are very talented, but some of you guys are like watching paint dry. You know who you are. I doubt you're watching this show, but I've watched so many of the locals. Anybody and everybody can go buy a set of microphones like that, and they do a show, they do interviews, and I'm just going to be honest with you guys. You're not any fun, you're not very good interviewers, and you need to stop. So how about that? That's my gripe. I see it. It's almost like imitation is the greatest form of flattery. You know, it's supposed to be, but I'm like, have you guys ever turned around and listened to yourselves? It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Danny, do you ever watch the show when you're not on?
Never.
Okay.
Never.
I have
He's
never won.
scared.
The only time I ever go back and watch an episode of this show if something's really funny, and I'll go back home and I'll sit there and I'll watch that one little segment that I can just laugh my ass off.
So
But
Dane and Alex singing.
that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
Bill
But
Payne.
I never watch
Bill
my own
Payne.
show. Why do I want to listen? I don't even interest myself. Why do I want to go home and watch me? So, but there's guys in the fishing world that will go out there and they're like, okay, well, the idiots at Fish North Georgia do it, I can do it. It takes a lot of idiocy to be able to put on a quality broadcast like this. Some of you guys ain't got it. You don't have that hit factor, so, and you don't have good guests like Ryan, Paul, and Jeremy. Even though Jeremy's over there going like, I am never coming back to Fish North Georgia ever again. You can't put camel toe on. You can't come up with the stories that we come on. You just can't do it. You need to quit. So how about that? Pretty straightforward. I hope the several individuals that I'm talking about are watching because they'll know who they are. So that is my airing of grievances of the night. Just because you can do it doesn't mean you should do it. That goes with everything. Just because you can don't mean you should. All right, is that good enough for you?
Mm-hmm.
That was number one on my list. But it kind of does flatter me when I see certain people buying microphones and they're like, if that idiot can pull it off, I can. So I guess that makes me feel
But we're
pretty good.
famous.
We're famous
We
to
get-
about
we-
500 people.
We get notarized. People pay attention.
We get
to
notarized?
Notarized.
What the hell is? We getting stamped and signed by the woman at the post office. We
Or
get
the bank.
notarized.
Or the
Huh?
bank.
Or the bank.
Or the bank.
So anyway, so that's it. You see guys each and every day buying, and I don't know what in the hell Josh saw in me to go buy my stuff, but he did set me up pretty nice. So
Facebook and YouTube has ruined more hunting, fishing places than anything else.
that goes back to the look shots fired bar day. That goes back to the selling of waypoints and stuff like that. Again, and I will tell you this. Listen, I know a lot of guys. Let's throw in the hunting stuff because I used to be that guy. A lot of you guys killing them big old bucks and shooting them in neighborhoods. I'm just saying, I know what you do. I used to be that guy. I know what's running around eating people's azaleas and their daggum stuff.
They're eating cut up filet mignon.
They're eating azaleas. You shooting them in about
Just
5.
remember to cut the collar off.
That's
before
right.
you
Cut the
take
collar
picture.
off. They're fed. You're shooting them between two subdivisions that's got about a 5-acre stretch of woods in between them. It ain't that damn hard. I don't care what you say. You got your cameras out there. You know when they're coming. That's just me. I don't find that to be. The guy that kills one out there in South Georgia and stuff like that comes up with 160 class deer, or the guy that goes off to these lakes, I get that. But some of you guys are out there and you know what I'm talking about. I used to be that guy. I know it. So there we go. Now it's your turn. I done bitched enough.
All right. Well, we had a couple of them that we both shared, but I'm gonna take the one because it's one of mine too, and it's the last one, so I'm gonna say it.
Can I read that comment real quick by Aaron?
Do that.
This show has been incredible. All right, that just shows you got a real low standard there, Aaron, right there. I will leave with my favorite quote. Fishing is my second favorite F word. Thanks for the show. Good night and Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you, Aaron. We appreciate the fact that you had a good time tonight. So, Harmon, well, screw you too, Danny. So anyway, go ahead.
Oh,
Facebook user one, and that one's one of my big ones up there. But I'm gonna go with this one. People, and I've had a few instances of this. It's people who are an expert at everything, and they always know more than you.
Don't you love that guy?
Pet
The
peeve.
one upper.
That's a pet peeve.
The one upper.
You tell them, yeah, I caught some on crankbait. Blah, blah. Hey, did you do this with your crankbait? Blah 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 blah. You try this, do this. If you know, did you know that if you do this and this, it might get you more bite? Blah blah blah.
But you caught fish on your crankbait.
But I still caught fish. But it's whatever. But thanks for enlightening me on irrelevant information to a certain extent.
There are a lot of you guys out there that do that. Whether you know it or not, you do that.
Yeah. There's to me, there's a fine line between giving advice on how to throw a bait and you telling me that I don't know what I'm doing, even though I've caught fish on something.
I understand, and that hurts your feelings?
It's just aggravating.
That guy is out there, though. That guy is definitely. We experience that all the time. Again, that goes back to the guy telling you how to tie jig.
Yes.
I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, but you're one of the best jig tiers that I know. But, hey, you need to do this a little bit different.
I am, because I'm trying to help you sell jigs.
Oh, yeah. We'll blow smoke up your butt, but you know what I'm saying. You're good at what you do. That's like me going and telling Josh how to video something. I know the first thing about it, but I can tell. Man, your camera angle was wrong.
I ain't about to tell Josh what
And
to
you
do.
need a little more lighting, and you need this. But
Josh was born and bred for this stuff. And carpentry, apparently.
And carpentry. So a hollow drum
never
makes
know.
the loudest noise.
Never know if you have natural
Absolutely.
talent till you try something.
I just like to share what techniques work when the conversation arises, and that's true. Listen,
No, I don't got a problem with that.
that's a totally different thing.
Yeah, I don't. That's what I'm talking about.
That's a totally different thing.
There's
I
nothing
listen.
wrong with that.
Guys come into the store all the time, and I try to be a sponge. I listen, even though I don't fish, because if you ever want to get out fishing, open up a daggum tackle store. You got no time to fish. But I do listen. But there's a difference in Josh got to go pee. He done stuck it on the wide lens. He's gonna go. I know. Listen, I'm about to bust.
And push buttons.
I'm don't push no buttons. So, but listen, don't let your head swell, Ryan. Danny knows 3 people. That's right, I do. But it's 3 quality people, and that's how it goes. But no, that's absolutely true. Is the guy that comes in the store that we knows what he's talking about and has an opinion, and we sit down and we listen. We try to absorb it. We can say, and when he leaves, we're like, that was a good guy that knows what he's talking about. And then there's a blowhard that comes in the store, and we have to listen to him. And when he leaves, we're like, dude, that guy exists, don't he?
He does.
He does exist, and it comes from any and every genre of fishing. Paul, your final big airing of a grievance there.
So, I got 3. I'll go through them quick.
Okay.
1, national sports media. Braves are the 2021 world champions.
Absolutely.
Dodgers lost.
They
Houston
suck.
lost. Deal with it.
That's right. They suck.
2, somebody mentioned it earlier. People that trash the outdoors and our beautiful places that we get to go and fish. To that, people that just walk by that trash and don't pick up any.
Absolutely, yeah.
Take something out with you. Make it a little better every time. We can all together make things better a lot.
Right.
3, for everyone, calm down.
Hell yeah.
Everything that's bad ain't the worst thing ever.
That's right.
Everything that's good ain't the greatest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Take a second. Let it breathe. It'd be okay.
It'd be okay. I agree with you. 100%. I agree with you on
Farmer's
that.
pushing my button. I wanna
What's
do it
farmer
so bad.
pushing? I'm not even.
I
I'm not
just
even
wanna
going.
press the button. So bad with farmer. He said, "Fine, I'll come about low." So I just want to press the button.
Jeremiah Giles. I used to want to be a guide or own a tackle shop as a kid, but then Danny told me I'd be poor and never fish again. I don't know about the poor. We're working on that, but you dang right. You don't get no time to fish. That's for sure. How about you, Jeremy? Since we absolutely, threw you a curveball tonight, and you thought you was actually going to get to talk about fishing and spent more time talking about strip clubs.
People that sandbag.
Sandbaggers. All right.
Yep.
What is it about sandbaggers you don't like?
If you got fish when you show up to a tournament, don't stand around and wait till the bitter end and weigh you fish.
Oh, so we're talking about the guy that shows up, knows he's got a 20-pound sack, and he's going to purposefully wait until the last minute so he can walk up like King Arthur at the night, the round table and say, huh?
Do what?
I know a couple of those.
So you guys. You know these guys.
Well, they're pretty bad because they'll like sit on their pole seats on their boat and like wait everybody keep going, and you're like normal. And then any other time they're like first in line and like truck is crunk up and they gone.
I totally get that.
If you got fish, go weigh them. Don't make everybody stand around there guessing, going, "Well, I mean, I'd weigh mine, but I don't know. I mean,
I don't know what I got. I might have 14.
So if you got 13 pounds and you're going to sit there and wait and watch 3 or 4 weights that's got 17 pounds, and then there's one guy standing back there for 30 minutes holding 20 pounds, knowing that he's got it, and then he finally goes and weighs. I don't agree with that. Get your butt up there and weigh your fish.
Weigh your fish.
Weigh your fish.
Hey, listen, I totally get that. So, all right, guys. So, listen, we're on about 2 hours. It's Christmas Eve. It is Festivus. We hope you guys had a really good time. I know you guys know how this show goes. Sometimes we have the best intentions, but we like to have fun. We don't take life too serious. There's enough of those jerks that take it too serious. We like to have fun, and wherever it goes, we go. And we always like to have a good laugh with you guys, and I hope you guys actually enjoyed the second annual Airing of Grievances and preview of all the popular strip clubs in the state of Georgia. If you guys got any reviews you want to post on the Fish North Georgia group page, I might let them in. I don't know like that. But I want to say this, number one. First of all, again, I posted it on the Fish North Georgia group page earlier today. Each and every one of you guys that watch the show, take the time to post on the page, stuff like that. You're interactive. We appreciate you being a part of our community. We actually, it means a lot to us that you guys take the time out of your daily schedule to kind of check in and stuff like that. I want to personally thank, number one, Josh for being, 2021 was actually a really good year at Fish North Georgia. We've grown a lot. 2022, we got some really high expectations in things and goals that we've set that we want to do. Got some goals for the show that I've got here. And so, again, this crazy ride that I'm on with Josh, I do appreciate him and all that he brings to it and all the hard work that he's put in, especially doing all the carpentry work. You guys need to come out to the store and check out the aisles. Different than any other store, and we want to be different than any other store. We want to make each and every one of you know that when you walk through our door, you're important to us, and we don't care what your rank is in this world. Each and every person that comes through the door at Fish North Georgia is important in our book. I want to thank Ryan for coming on board in 2022 and helping us get True Grit going, and really taking off. It has really done a lot since Ryan has come on, and I want to personally thank you for the talent that you have and that you've brought to our community and our business. Now, starting Monday when you come back, and I'm going to go back to yelling at you and telling you that you got to up production. But anyway, for tonight and this weekend, thank you very much. I want to thank Paul because Paul has jumped in. He's learned how to. He's not. I mean, he just showed up one night and was on the show, and since then he is now. When Josh is out, he produces. That's right. One of us. He's part of our family. He produces. He does our social media.
It's 11262 Highway 53, Marble Hill, Georgia.
See what the hell I'm talking about? I mean, he's always thinking business. And again, this is our core group. Beasley, you didn't see CTB's on tonight, but he's always on here. He's over there with his dimple butt, and he's always a good time. And he's one of these young guys that have jumped in and become part of our family and stuff like that. And I'll go ahead and thank Jeremy for jumping in, even though you really got blasted with stuff you didn't know. But to every person that takes the time to watch this to the end, every one of you are important to us. And you guys do not know how good you make us feel when you take the time to watch the stuff. Tom Leverett, you said that again. That's what you was giving the address for, Paul?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if you're at Highway 53 and you're going from Dawsonville to Jasper, if you're familiar with Big Canoe, once you pass the Steve Tate that turns off to Big Canoe, we're about a couple miles on the left. And but again, 2022.
When y'all going to put a sign out there?
We're getting ready to do it.
Yeah,
we're getting ready to do it. Yeah,
we bought stickers for the mailbox today.
Yeah, we actually we're going to put our numbers on the mailbox, so the FedEx guy will quit dropping stuff off at next door. But you guys love the strip club stories. Cooper, when you come without your popper one day, I'll see you some real ones.
See you at the top.
Yeah, we will. How old is he?
Cooper's about 13, 14.
Yeah, God, we are
like
dementing and ruining the next generation. So,
He's got the internet. He'd do it anyway.
You
Oh,
guys
he's
are-
heard
yeah,
it all.
That's right. That's it. Yeah, no doubt. They've heard it
He's
early.
been around all of us long enough.
Was he not the one that showed us the picture that should not be
Yes.
showed? The other
Yes, he
13-year-old
did.
bringing us stuff in here that I wouldn't
I'm
carry
sure he
on my
showed
phone.
Jeremy. Probably thought it was the funniest thing in the world.
It was
too.
funny.
Look, Jeremy.
Look for the mailbox. Actually, if you're looking for the store, yeah, I'm going to describe it to you exactly how it is right now. It's the half-painted green building on the left if you're coming from Dawsonville to Canton. When the weather warms up, we're going to finish it and all that. But seriously, every one of you guys that watch, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, all that stuff. We're going to be back next week. We'll do an episode. I don't know what in the hell it's going to be about, but we'll figure it out. And you guys, hey, listen.
You see it? I've seen it too.
Anyway.
Yeah.
What's that? Cooper, you're 13 years old, son. Come on.
The year of the Turi Grit.
The
Jew.
year you ruined me with the blue waffle. I'm going. I've got to go.
That's it. The Cheer Grit Jew.
I've got to go to
Love-
the church and pray a little bit.
Love
more.
all y'all. Like and
Seriously.
subscribe, follow.
Yeah, do the important stuff, Paul.
Come to the show. Come to the store.
Come be at the expo.
Come see us at the expo. Jimbo's.
We'll be signing
January
autographs.
14th.
Fishing resolutions next week. Let's do that. We can do
Yes,
something.
sir.
Yeah, we'll do
Absolutely.
that.
So
Fishing
next
resolutions.
week,
We'll
which
do
will
that.
be January. No, hell no, it'd be December like 30th, 31st, 30th.
30th.
December 30th, we'll do our fishing resolution show.
resolution.
The only problem is we did that last year and we didn't do a damn thing on the list. Well, we'll try to do it again.
We tried.
I'm here now.
I still didn't get to go.
you hear me? I'm here now.
You're here now.
You still ain't gone noodling.
I want to go noodling.
Oh my.
I want to actually stick my hand in a big old catfish's mouth and pull him out of the water. What about the
Don't worry, Dad ain't watching that.
Dad ain't
Ain't that what
watching,
we
so-
was talking
Dad, I'm
about?
worried about.
Facebook user, are y'all going to Noe Outdoors? Unfortunately, we are not. Now, maybe if you listen to a previous episode, previous part of this program, you might understand why. But no, we're not. We're not going to go to Noe. We best of luck to all them and that stuff. We're actually going to do Jimbo's, and then we're going to concentrate on our own gig and do our own things like that. So, guys, again, we're going to take off for tonight. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you next week right here on YouTube at the Livewell. So, Merry Christmas to all of you.